as fuck, I'm up before the sun. Coffee in my cup, charts loading one by one. Ain't no time to waste, got my system down. Trading's what I do, about to get this crown. Screens all lit up, candles red and green. This my morning shit, know just what I mean. Sipping slow and steady, while I check the trends. Mad focus now, this is how my day begins. Charts and coffee got me in my groove. This my daily move, yeah, I got something to prove. Charts and coffee got me feeling smooth. This my daily truth, yeah, I know just what to do. Fuck the formal trading, that ain't how I roll. Take my time analyzing, that's how I get gold. Coffee getting cold, but I'm locked right in. Watching patterns form, know just where to begin. This ain't rocket science, just my daily grind. Same shit, different day, but I'm doing fine. Got my setup perfect, got my mind just right. About to make these moves, gonna do this shit all night. Yeah. Sipping and trading, trading and sipping. Got my momentum, ain't no way I'm slipping. And patterns, patterns and flows. This is my rhythm, everybody knows. Charts and coffee got me in my groove. This my daily move, yeah, I got something to prove. Charts and coffee got me feeling smooth. This my daily truth, yeah, I know just what to do. Money moves, they'll this should feel from home. I can get cold, but I'm still in the zone. Making money move, yeah, this shit feels like home. Got plans, rising from the cup and waiting. Soft jazz piano begins. Fuck sleep, I got my morning mapped, while these other bitches still trapped in the naps. Quiet house, screens lit up bright. My setup perfect, everything's right. First sip hits, mind gets clear. Another day to fucking dominate here. Watch the numbers dance and slide, while my coffee keeps me certified. Charts and coffee started right, yeah. Focus tight, mind in flight, mind in flight. Charts and coffee make it flow, yeah. That's the rhythm that I know. Second cup, now I'm in the zone. All these patterns speaking in code. They don't know about this morning grind, being sharp when others fall behind. Fuck that FOMO, I stay composed. Years of practice, that's how it goes. Every move calculated clean. This ain't luck, you know what I mean. Early bird gets the fucking win. That's why I'm here where I've always been. Discipline hits different when it's dark. That's what sets the real on me. Early bird gets the fucking win. That's why I'm here where I've always been. Discipline hits different when it's dark. That's what sets the real ones apart. Their cup's cold, but I don't care. These indicators showing me where to place it perfect, time is sweet, while amateurs still catch disease. This game ain't for the weak or slow. Gotta be ready when it's time to go. Morning ritual got me trained. Others sleep while I maintain. Charts and coffee one more time, yeah. This rhythm's yours and this rhythm's mine, this rhythm's mine. Early hours hit me with a different kind of peace. While the world's still quiet, I find my release. Just me and these numbers dancing slow, building patterns in my mind as I go. Something special about this morning and way before the day is time to care. And I keep asking myself as the minutes tick by, and I keep wondering why every morning feels so right. What's brewing in my coffee or my mind? What's brewing, leaving yesterday behind? What's brewing in this cup of time? What's brewing as these thoughts align? You asked me once why I rise before the sun. Said I'm chasing something that can't be outrun. It's not about the money or the gain, it's about finding clarity when things ain't the same. Each morning ritual brings me closer to truth. Like watching steam rise, I'm finding proof that patience builds more than just a perfect cup. It's teaching me when to hold, when to give up. What's brewing in my coffee or my mind? What's brewing, leaving yesterday behind? What's brewing in this cup of time? What's brewing with these thoughts alive? Sometimes I wish you could see this morning meditation with me, where everything makes sense before the world gets intense. What's brewing in my coffee or my mind? What's brewing, leaving yesterday behind? What's brewing in this cup of time? What's brewing as these thoughts align? What's brewing in me? We're catching out while the world's still asleep. First light hits my screen, I'm in my element. Fresh brew by my side, mind is confident. Reading these patterns like sheet music, feel the flow. Each candlestick painting stories as they go. Morning meditation with my market view. Catching waves of data, riding them with you. Some see just numbers, I hear the melody. Each trend line speaking rhythmically to me. Time signatures changing, support levels hold. Breaking down resistance as the day unfolds. Charts and coffee, that's my harmony. Finding rhythms where others just see. Random moves and noise, but baby, can't you see? These patterns move like jazz, just trust in me. Moving like jazz, just trust in me. Second cup hitting different minds, eye clear. Watch these price points dance, appear and reappear like a jazz musician. Reading between the lines, finding sweet spots where opportunity shines. Keep it cool and steady, no need to rush. Let the market breathe, feel that morning hush. Been studying patterns since you've been sleeping. Watching lines form art while knowledge I'm reaping. Strategy tight like a bebop groove. Calculated steps on when to make my move. Speed picks up, more intense delivery.
Quick shifts coming, tempo changing fast. Gotta stay composed, make these moments last. Reading signals, catching every beat. Market symphony playing just for me. Mind state elevated, focus clean. This ain't just trading, this is art you're seeing. Charts and coffee, it has my harmony. Finding rhythms where others just see. Random moves and noise, but baby, can't you see? These patterns move like jazz, just trust in me. Moving like jazz, just trust in me. Want a ritual complete. Left my mark on these streets of green and red, but the rhythm stays in my head.
Morning comes, I think of you first. Chart lines dance while my coffee bursts. Been at this game since day one, teaching me patience like you always done. Charts and coffee, that's our way, that's how we start the day. Got my screens lit, what you gonna say? Watch how the patterns play. Numbers flow like the brew in my cup. Some days down, but we keep looking up. You showed me how to read these signs. Now every morning feels like yours and mine. Remember what you taught me about staying cool. When markets get wild, I follow your rules. Charts and coffee, that's our way. That's how we start the day. Got my screens lit, what you gonna say? Watch how the patterns play. Just you, me, and these morning routines. Building something real, building something real, know what I mean? I watch you rushing in the morning, trying to catch every move. But let me share something with you that'll help improve your groove. See, you're like fresh beans waiting to release what's locked inside. But patience makes the difference between success and a wild ride. Take it slow, watch it form. Just like steam rising up warm. Let it brew, just like your morning cup. Just like your morning cup. Take your time, watch it flow, don't rush to drink it up. Don't rush to drink it up. Wisdom comes in drops, like coffee through the filter, finding patience at the top. You check your screens at sunrise, numbers dancing everywhere. But shading's like my coffee method, it needs time and tender care. Temperature's important, just like timing in the trade. Too hot and you'll get burned quick, too cold opportunities fade. Take it slow, watch it form, just like steam rising up warm. Let it brew, just like your morning cup, just like your morning cup. Take your time, watch it flow, don't rush to drink it up. Wisdom comes in drops, like coffee through the filter, finding patience at the top. I've seen too many burn out, trying to catch every wave, but the ones who last the longest know just when to stay away. So here's my morning lesson as I pour this cup for you. The market gives its gifts to those who know just what to do. Like coffee needs its moments for the flavors to extract. Your trades need proper timing before you plan to act. Let it brew, just like your morning cup, just like your morning cup. Take your time, watch it flow, don't rush to drink it up, don't rush to drink it up. Wisdom comes in drops, like coffee through the filter, finding patience at the top. Up before the rest of the block, nah, just me and my laptop. Tick-tock, haven't even brushed my teeth yet, but these charts ain't gonna read themselves, I bet. Watch the steam rise, study every line. Same way I read these charts all the time. Coffee in my system, mind getting clear. That's how we make these moves round here. That's how we do. Red candles flash on my screen while I'm sipping something mean. Used to play it fast and lose, now wait for confirmation, that's the truth. Got a system, got a plan, we're trading like a rookie, understand. Numbers dancing, I stay cool, cause panic selling's for a fool. Some days green, some days red, gotta keep a level head. Deep breath in, let it flow. This ain't no casino, yo. This is just not checkers, fam. Gotta think before you slam. Markets opening in 5. Feel my focus come alive. Charts tell stories if you know how to read between the highs and lows. Been at this since way back when. Now I'm teaching you, my friend. This ain't luck, this ain't chance. This is morning market dance. Watch the steam rise, study every line. Every single morning, we do this right. Coffee in my system, mind getting clear. It's the only way we move from here. Morning light creeps through my window pane. Before the world wakes, I'm in my domain. Steam rising slow like thoughts in my brain. Watching lines that move like waves of grain. Every morning's got its own sweet flow. Some days fast, but mostly moving slow. Learning how to read which way things go. Finding peace in what these mornings show. In the quiet hours, patterns start to speak. When my mind is clear, in the quiet hours, patterns start to speak. When my mind is clear, that's what I see. Fuck the noise, I'm focused on my path. Reading signals through the aftermath. Every line's a story that I grasp. Some shit falls, other things will last. Damn, I love these mornings by myself. Learning lessons money couldn't help. Every cup of wisdom brings me wealth. Beyond what's sitting on my shelf. Filter through the static. Find the flow that's magic. In the quiet hours, let it all unfold. Watch the truth get told. Pattern starts to speak. In the quiet hours, patterns start to speak. Oh, in the quiet. When my mind is clear, that's what I see. That's what I see. In the quiet hours, patterns start to speak. Oh, in the quiet. When my mind is clear, that's what I see. La la la, patterns start to speak. When my mind is clear. La la la, in the quiet hours. First rays break through my window pane. Coffee drips slow like a gentle rain. Numbers dance across my screen. I remain in this space where focus meets the mundane. Every morning, same position, same station. Building blocks of daily meditation. Clear mind as I track each indication. Patient breathing, deep contemplation. In the rhythm of my morning flow, let it guide me. Every pattern helps me grow. As above, so down below. In a rhythm, watch it move. Finding truth in every groove. Lines intersect, I'll watch them play. Reading signs that point the way. Years of practice taught me how to stay cool and steady through each display. My fingers trace ascending paths while steam rises, making me laugh. This quiet hour holds its craft as wisdom flows through every draft. Each morning brings another chance to perfect this sacred dance. Some see chaos, I see design. Some feel rushed, I take my time. In these moments I refine every signal, every sign. Beyond the surface lies the art of knowing when to stop and start. Each cup of wisdom sets apart the discipline that fills my heart. Early hours hold the key to everything I need to see. In this space, I'm truly free to let the knowledge flow through me. In the rhythm of my morning flow, let it guide me. Every pattern helps me grow. As above, so down below. In the rhythm, watch it move, finding truth in every groove. First cup steaming beside my screen. Charts and candles know what I mean. Trying to show you how I move. When markets open, got nothing to prove. Markets calling my name. Trading ain't just a game. Watch and learn, babe, watch and learn. Charts and coffee, that's my vibe. Teaching you how to survive. Morning routine, let me show you mine. Building wealth one trade at a time. Woke up early, check the trends. Send your signals, watch you win. Ain't no sleeping when Asia trades. Got my system, got it made. Keep it cool, stay in the zone. Analysis on my phone. Trading life, it's all I know. Watch these profits start.
Listen up, I'ma break it down for you straight. Look, charts telling stories while others hesitate. RSI crossing NACDs looking clean. Building strategies like you ain't never seen. Resistance levels got me feeling so alive. Support zones when my order stores sleep. Now I'm teaching you to swim in the deep. Trading wisdom, dropping knowledge every day. Show you how to read the markets display. No FOMO moves, we stay calculated. Success comes to those who waited.
Take notes while I demonstrate. Perfect entries, never too late. Watch how I navigate. Charts and coffee, that's my vibe. Teaching you how to survive. Morning routine, let me show you mine. Building wealth one trade at a time. Let me show you mine. behind. First light breaking through my window, cup in hand, just me and morning slow dance. Watching steam curl up towards the ceiling, each breath measured, each moment revealing. Early peace before the world starts spinning, just us here, no need for pretending. Screen comes alive with gentle blue light, your patterns speak to me, morning feels right. Time suspended in the sacred space, just learning your rhythms, finding my place. Steam rising from my cup, while these charts are lighting up, finding clarity in numbers, while the morning's waking up. Watching patterns flow, 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 flow with the morning. Ooh, letting wisdom grow, 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 grow with the learning. Each candlestick painting stories clear, teaching lessons if you know how to hear. Red and green dancing on my screen, speaking truths about what might have been. Patient moments turn to understanding, while my coffee cools, wisdom expanding. You show me past the peaks and valleys to reaching, surely teaching discipline through each rally. In these quiet hours we share our dance, numbers flowing, giving life its chance. Steam rising from my cup, while these charts are lighting up, finding clarity in numbers, while the morning's waking up. Let it flow, let it breathe, morning wisdom sitting free. Let it rise, let it be, finding peace in what I see. Early morning stillness, just you and me. Coffee pot brewing, charts on my screen. Every ripple in my cup shows me something new. Just like market trends, they're giving me a clue. Watch it rise and fall, both seeming lines. Morning meditation sharpening my mind. I can read these patterns like they're speaking clear, teaching me the rhythm of the day that's near. Every line tells a story, tells a story. Every trend holds a truth, holds a truth. Sip and study slowly, study slowly. presents before me in the morning light. While my coffee cools, I'm reading signs just right. Some days flow easy, some test my grace, but I keep my focus, set my own pace. Measure movements, calculated plays, learning from each pattern as the market sways. In this quiet moment, everything aligns. Peace in my cup, clarity in my signs. Ba-da-ba-dum, watch it flow. Da-dum, let me know. Sha-la-la, see it grow. Oh, 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 now you know. Every line tells a story, tells a story. Every trend holds a truth, holds a truth. Sip and study slowly, study slowly. That's what I gotta do, that's what I gotta do. Morning wisdom brewing, charts and coffee flowing. Patterns keep on moving. That's the way we'll go. That's the way, that's the way we're going.
Early bird energy, just me and these lines. Numbers keep flowing, yeah, time after time. Steam from my cup like the thoughts in my mind. Quiet spaces where patterns align. Got that morning mindset locked and loaded. Screens lit up before the sun's posted. Brain waves wavy, but I stay focused. This is how the day gets coded. Sipping slow, watching close, mind in the zone, that's how it goes. Every move calculated and bold, building my vibe as the day unfolds. Breakfast with data, yeah, that's how I feast. Analytics hit different when streets still asleep. Got my system down pat, no need to compete. Just me and these numbers in perfect repeat. Morning ritual, got me centered and clean. Filter my thoughts like it's fresh caffeine. Stack my odds before others' routine. This quiet grind about to make me beam. Sipping slow, watching close, mind in the zone, that's how it goes. That's just how, that's just how. Every move calculated and bold, building my vibe as the day unfolds. First light hit different now. Found my rhythm, found my style. Morning moves, that's my profile.
I saw you trade, raw talent, unafraid, but clicking without a plan. Need to help you understand. Watch and wait, calculate, time to elevate. Learn, trade, win, break stronger day by day, making moves the right way. Learn, trade, win, break it down inside again. Trade, win, make your move and then in the quiet spaces between each decision that you make, feel the pulse beneath the screen. Every choice, every stake. Now I see you've changed, mind and skills arranged, trading with the flow, everything you know, ready for the show. Watch your journey begin. Rising higher, higher, higher. Digital warrior, I hear you burn. In sync with the rhythm inside. Every glance and dissolves into pure light, rising higher than before, breaking through what holds me down. Feel the pulse beneath my feet, let it lift me from the ground. Moving with the flow, I know where to go. Moving with the flow, I know where to go. Moving with the flow. shifts inside my mind. Numbers start to align. Can't explain this feeling now. Everything slows down. Moving with the rhythm pure. Finding patterns getting short. Time dissolves when I'm in the zone. Rising higher on my own. Time dissolves, time dissolves. Clear as morning, sharp as light. Every move feels right. Instinct guides me through the flow. Let the moment go. Every signal crystal clear. What I sought is finally here. Time dissolves when I'm in the zone. Rising higher on my own. Time dissolves, time dissolves. Found the balance, found the way. Everything in play. Mind and body synchronized. Nothing left to hide. Time dissolves when I'm in the zone. Rising higher on my own. Time dissolves when I'm in the zone. Rising higher on my own. I send you this message straight from my mind. When everything clicks, leaving chaos behind. Feel the pulse in my veins as I start to flow. Time starts bending, letting everything go. Racing thoughts slow down. In the zone, time dissolves. Everything becomes clear. Each pattern I see brings me closer to you. Every signal I read tells me just what to do. Breath gets steady, heart beats in time as I rise through the layers of this spine. Watch the world fade out. In the zone, time dissolves. Everything becomes clear. In the pulse of market waves, your mind stays focused, brave. I see your patience grow with every ebb and flow. Let me guide you higher still, past the limits of your will. Beyond the screen, you'll break free into reality. You'll see. Charts and numbers dance in time. Your spirit starts to climb. Every trade refines your art. Each signal sets you apart. Rising, rising, ever rising, breaking boundaries day by day. Trading, learning, always turning, finding wisdom in your way. On the screen, you'll break free into reality. You'll see. Time dissolves and patterns clear as victories draw near. In this realm of endless trade, watch your mastery cascade. Let the rhythm take control. Feel the markets in your soul. Beyond the screen, you'll break free into reality. You'll see. Beyond the screen, you're breaking through into reality made new.
Your journey just begins. Let it trade until you win.
I see you there, working late, taking care to find your way. Each small step, day by day, building strength, breaking lanes. Together we rise up high. Nothing can hold us down. Together we touch the sky, making our dreams come true. We learn together, trade. We trade as one. Victory is come.
Listen up, this ain't about me, it's about you. Every morning grinding one do. Charts and patterns speaking truth. Market wisdom flowing smooth. Connected minds all breaking through. Community that's tried and true. Building wealth, we're coming through. Learn the game and follow through. That's what winners always do.
Each small step, day by day, when markets cross, just hear me say, together in love. Not only so, together we rise up high. Together we touch the sky, making our dreams come true. We rise together. Patterns in motion, perfectly clear, like stars aligning when you persevere. Late night vibes, just me and my screens, watching numbers dance, know what it means. Mind's wide open, feeling so alive. Pattern speaking to me, time and time to thrive. Breaking through the noise, finding perfect poise. Learn the flow, trade the moment, winning's all I know. Rising high, never so low. Watch me as I grow, watch me as I grow, watch me as I grow. Watch me as I grow. Charts and lines become a symphony. Each move precise, pure harmony. Fans asking why you're still awake, but they don't see the moves I'm about to make. Some call it luck, but I put in the work. Studied every signal, every rise and fall. Now I'm in my element, pure focus, pure intent, pure intent. Breaking through the noise, finding perfect poise. Finding perfect poise. Learn the flow, trade the moment, winning's all I know. Rising high, never so low. Watch me as I grow, watch me as I grow, watch me as I grow. Okay, this is how we fly. Patterns of motion, touching the sky. We rise, we rise, we rise.
pace, every pulse, every beat, teaching me what's underneath, processing pure information, building my determination.
Charts light up my screen. Time moves differently in the sacred space where patterns race. Through my mind so clear as others disappear. When the world sleeps, my mind awakens. Every trade flows like meditation. I study every line. Trade, I make the moment mine. Win, it's written in the signs. Learn, trade, win. We rise and rise. Vibing with the market flow. Heart on strong when others go. Finding alpha in the night. We take flight. DMs blow up my phone, but I trade alone. In this quiet room where wisdom blooms. Every candle shows the way this market flows. Signals getting strong, algorithms dancing. Diamond hands engaged, no more romancing. I study every line. Trade, I make the moment mine. Will, it's written in the signs. Learn, trade, win. We rise. When the world sleeps, my mind awakens. When the world sleeps. Watching and waiting, day after day, moving in motion, finding my way, patterns at play, showing the signs.
Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Discord. Good morning, Aiken. Yeah, no. Paul is... Oh, there he is. He's making his way back, but yeah, he's at yoga. Yeah, he just popped in. I see him. Yeah, good morning, Rumble. Good morning, Discord. Good morning, Aiken. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Warner. Good morning, Man of the Woods. Let's go, guys. See what we can do today. Get that mic open off. Nice move yesterday for the open, or for the Asia Open, guys. I don't know if any of you caught that, but very nice. I didn't really even see it until after it played, sadly. That's good. That's good. See what we can do with this thing. She came up. This is not a bad move up, guys. Kind of expected it here. The problem is we came right to the 0.5, had no top wick, put on a top wick. Now we're flipping to come back down. I don't really want to trade this short. Not gonna lie, but any of you that are perfect, this is a good short entry for a scalp. The short would have been the flip, right? I'm going to wait until we come back down. I'm not going to short here.
Looks like for the past. Try to get in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Oh, okay. Okay. See, I didn't even look at NAS. NAS is just sideways currently. She is in a super consolidation. I wish we were going to, I wish we had algo right now. This will be a perfect setup for the algo trade. This is what you're looking for when you want to see the algo trade. You want to see this right here. So she's setting up for a big move, obviously. And then you go down to your 800 and find your range there, and then find your wicks and flips down there in order to trade her back out. Gold, on the other hand, she is bullish coming up. Gonna show some resistance here. Like I said, 930 maybe 930 we can get something, but there's no top wick here. Can't do nothing with it. If we could have got a close, you know, should have came back down here, got a close somewhere in this area, bottom wick and a flip, I would have traded it up. But currently there is nothing. You could have argued the fact of this being a close above, this a bottom wick and a flip, but there was no top wick again. So no entry for me. Setups, yes. Entries, absolutely not. So I'm not involved here. We are just playing the waiting game, like, you know. 95% of what you do in the trading space is waiting, guys. A lot of people struggle with that side of it. Mostly waiting. Normally people that are, you know, struggling a lot with win rates, right, is because they're just not waiting. They're just not waiting for the perfect setup. They're just not waiting for the perfect entry. What we can do, man. 25,170 in queue. What I'm waiting for. 25,170. Very nice. Ah, bottom wick. Very nice, very nice. Yesterday was a decent move on gold tiering. I had just a very quick moment yesterday while at the doctor, trying to see. There was a decent setup and entry while I was at the doctor yesterday. Where was I? That's 2, 3. It was right at 9. 5:30. 8. 8:30. Well, that's 9. Yeah, it was just an outside bar. It's on the hour, yeah. Yeah, I saw that play and then expected after the outside bar. Where did it go? Right here. The recovery of the wick. I was looking at it, but it went sideways after the fact. So I was looking at TradingView on the mobile. So in Q hit that fib at 270 we were waiting for last night. Very nice. You ran the first algo but sat out the second. I did not make the algo. You're never going to believe it. No, you will, Paul. You'll believe it. The alarm went off at 2:40. So I had 10 minutes. I knew it was algo and missed it anyway. Absolutely unbelievable. And yeah, I told the wife afterwards, I was like, oh man, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. But yeah, I missed it. I forgot. After the alarm went off. Unbelievable. Yeah. You hadn't had coffee yet? Man, it's late. Gotcha. That's a little ways. That's a little ways. Alright, looks like we're gonna fill this whole dang range. What's Dixie doing? Well, Dixie ain't even on my screen. I haven't looked at anything else this morning except for gold, guys. Dixie's on the run.
Signals getting strong, algorithms dancing.
Right, there we are. Rough spot, guys. Rough spot, rough spot. Oh, this is what, this is what we were looking for. The problem is there just wasn't no way to get involved. Like I said, the 15 would have been your trade had you had this. Got what you needed. Need that top whack. And the entry would have been right here. But that's just not what we got, so. Way to get involved. Let's see what 930 does for us. I'm just glad to see that gold has been moving. I'm not gonna lie, she's been moving pretty well the last few days. Even maybe the last week or so, she's been moving super good. So I'm super happy. Yeah, it should be there should be a way to go online. They should have something. We should start this. Hey, I got a new idea for you, so you ain't got to work no more. You need to create a site where everybody goes and they can share Monopoly properties. So when somebody actually does have a boardwalk and somebody actually does have a park place, they can put those two together. They'll find each other that way. So everybody that's got, yeah, then they just split the prize. I'm telling you, that's what you need, is a website that brings people together so that they all share in the winnings for the Monopoly pieces, because then you can find the other side of them if they're really out there, right? We better trademark it quick though, because we just like set it on YouTube, so it's kind of out there at this point. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I thought that was, yeah. I think you'll get traffic if you call it that. Oh my gosh. I think plenty will show up. I think it will be a sensation. So there we go. Aiken no longer has to work. We figured it out, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, help me find my peace.com. You may have to check that one. It may already be taken. That is great. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, there you go. Trademark it quick though, because just so you know, I mean, we're on Rumble and YouTube, and it's kind of out there now, so you need to trademark it quick, Aiken. I'm surprised that ain't taken yet. Strange how quick domain names get picked up when you query if they exist. Yeah, I believe that too. I forgot a lot of you guys aren't even from here. Werner, you probably don't know what the Monopoly game is, do you? I didn't think about that. McDonald's has this Monopoly game. They've had it for a long time, and what happens is you order a meal. I mean, I hadn't seen it in a long time, so I'm going to assume it's the same way as it used to be. And your fries have 2 pieces on it. You pull them, and they've got 2 Monopoly pieces on it. Yeah, we have it as board game too, but yeah. But what happens is you understand the game. So the thing is, Werner, you go into McDonald's and you order a meal, right? And you get 2 pieces on your cup, and you get 2 pieces on your fry container. And then as you put those pieces together, they win prizes. So like if you complete a property, you win the prize for that property. So what I was telling him was if you could get a website together where, you know, you could get people to come in and put their pieces together and then split prizes, well, it's a whole lot easier to win it, right? So that's a brilliant idea, because now, I mean, you got the power of the internet. Now everybody all around the country, you know, can put their pieces together to get the prizes and then decide what they want to do. If they want to sell their piece out, or, you know, split the prize, or, you know, so have you. They could come to their own determination of what to do in order to, you know, make the complete properties. Because a lot of times what happens is somebody in, you know, Aiken, New Jersey might have Boardwalk. I think you got this morning, right? And I think what is it if you win, if you get to, oh, you got Park Place? What is it if you win that? What is that prize? Okay. So a brand new RV, guys. So that's what the winning is. If you find, now he's got Park Place, so all you need is Boardwalk. Right? So if somebody out there has Boardwalk, let's just say that somebody in Arizona has Boardwalk. Well, now they could come together on that website, right? They could put those two pieces together. Now, what does Aiken want to do? Maybe he wants to sell his Park Place to the people in Arizona, because Arizona wants the RV, right? So now he can sell his board piece to them, and they pay for it. He gives them Park Place, and now McDonald's has to give out a RV. That'd be a great website. And then Aiken came up with a perfect name. He called it findyourpiece.com. Help me find my piece. That's what it is. Help me find my piece. Oh my gosh. That'll get a lot of traffic, I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. So yeah, Aiken's not going to have to work anymore. We came up with a perfect business plan this morning. Not just a trading live stream, guys. We also, piece, P-I-E-C-E. Yeah, help me find my piece. But that's yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, help me find your piece. Yeah. All right, here she comes back down. That's what we were looking for. Top wick, flip, come back down. Now, let's see what she does. I like that much better. That works.
Market mavericks, mind the movement. We mastering this money mission. Learn, trade, win. That's our vision.
Oh, really? Huh. Yeah, it used to be. It used to be that you got two. You remember that, I imagine. You got two on your fries and two on your cup. I think that was the only places you got them. But you basically, you get a value mill and you'd get four Monopoly pieces. Huh. Well, that's crap. Yeah, I hadn't been to McDonald's in centuries, it seems. But yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Got me locked and loaded up. Numbers dance before my eyes. While profits show me love. Analytics in my veins.
That's crazy.
When I cut, push and pull the perfect tool. I know just when to strut.
Very true. Very true.
Individual vibe. Watch and wait until it's time to come alive. Then I strike with perfect time and watch me thrive. Slow it down, let me break it to you clean. Everything I got, I earned through discipline. Patience is the power that'll make you mean. Weigh and watch, then strike, that's how we win. How we win, how we win, how we win. Back up in it with the quickness, witness this precision. Split second decisions, crystal clear vision. No permission needed for this demolition. Competition wishing they can match my composition. Tactical, practical, mathematical mind. Strategical, radical, handling time. Watch me stack it, pack it, crack it, then I shine. Perfect pattern, matter of fact, I'm too refined. Calculated killer, market thriller. Smart, get it hard, solid starter. Calculated.
Can you hear me? Or no? Warner? That's weird. That's even worse. That is crazy, Werner. I can see it when I talk. I can see me lighting up, and I can see Aiken light up when he talks. So I don't know. That is odd. No, he's not. There's no mute or anything like that. No. I don't know. That is very weird. He said the local stole his audio. It's just lack of tacos, Aiken. That's all it is. I think the best. I'll tell you what you should do. You should open up a taco buffet. I was thinking about it the other day. If you had an all-you-can-eat, buffet, right? Think about what you have to have. You only have to have a handful of meats, a couple meats, right? Then you have your fixins. Then you have corn soft shells, corn hard shells, and flour soft shells. Now you can make burritos, tacos, enchiladas, everything. You got beans, you got meat, you got chicken. What else do you need? You got salsa, everything. That's it. You can make absolutely everything with just a simple bar. And you could imagine what you could charge, like an all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet or something, right? Like, you don't have to make that much, really. And you could probably charge pretty good for it because it's all you can eat. Not many people do it. I know I've seen it here and there, but not many people do it. And you can essentially make everything. You put chips on it. Now you can make nachos. I mean, there's not much as far as ingredients go, right? Super good. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, this just is not. It's all you can eat. Yeah, like everything though, because it wouldn't just be. I mean, it doesn't have to be just tacos. It could be, because essentially you've got everything. Once you put the fixings out there for tacos, what can't you make? You can make burritos. You can make tacos. You can make nachos. I mean, you're essentially, it's all you can eat. Almost everything. I mean, is brilliant. I'm telling you, it'll work. This isn't just a trading stream, guys.
And you be wildin', wildin', heart rate rising, one tick in, now I'm analyzing. Breakouts break me, fake out, shake me. This ain't a market, it's a straight up daydream. We wild, who be wildin', fast like lightning, slaying my stops, man, this chart's exciting. You think you got it? Nah, it's a trap. Welcome to the jungle, better check that map. Indicator climb, bro, I'm out of clues. EMA's drunk and the RSI snooze. Price moves clean, that's a straight up myth. It jukes left and right, now you're off the cliff. The algos dance, tick for tick precision. Retail guessing while they making decisions. My setup's fire, but the market don't care. It flipped the whole zone like truth or dare. And you be wildin', heart rate rising, one tick in, now I'm analyzing. Breakouts break me, fake out, shake me. This ain't a market, it's a straight up daydream. And you be wildin', fast like lightning, slaying my stops, man, this chart's exciting. You think you got it? Nah, it's a trap. Welcome to the jungle, better check that map. I'm scalping ghosts, I'm trading smoke. NQ's laughing, man, this ain't no joke. But I'll be back with a plan so tight, cause even NQ gotta sleep at night.
Good morning, Landon.
Ride with NQ, better bring your A game. Respect the beast or it'll burn your name.
Not a lot, man. How are you?
This market's chaos, but it's how legend.
I have not, but the wifey has. She traded RTY for a while. She really liked it at one point in time, and then really hated it at another point in time and stopped messing with it. So I mean, one of those things, right? So I don't know. Man of the Woods, Forest Boy, he trades RT. Well, right? Do you trade RTY or Russell or? I don't know. He's out there this morning. Sometimes he's in and out though. I know he trades it. So. Here's what there was a guy on the stream that used to show up every single day, and once I got sick and I was gone for whatever reason, he hasn't been back. People lose their ambition of showing up every day, I guess. But his name was Soul, right? And what he used to do is he actually took ES. All right, see you in a bit, Aiken. YM, NQ, and Russell. I believe he used all the assets, and what he would do is he would find a leader every morning, basically which one was moving first between the correlation, and then he would trade the others accordingly. So basically he was looking for divergence within them, and then using that one as the mover or lagging or whichever, depending on the day. You know, maybe one's lagging, and then once the move happened, then he could trade the one that was lagging, stuff like that. So he was really watching all of them and, figure out the divergence between them and trading it accordingly. So it was an interesting, take on how to do it. And he said he did pretty well at it. So, I mean, that's kind of something you could maybe take a peek at, but
I take gold in my favor. Patience paid off, now I taste the flavor. Profit so clean, don't need no savior. I'm the one, go feel the labor.
Well, that, I mean, that works. That works.
I'm moving silence. Gold made me rich off pure compliance. Rules I wrote, now I live them slow.
I've found when it comes to like paying attention to, I mean, let's just take wicks and levels, right? Just for fun. And the reason that I say this is because you can split up gold and NQ, right, into this. Like gold super respects wicks. NQ doesn't respect wicks as well. A lot of times it'll have a lot of wickless candles. Obviously within time it'll come back and respect wicks, but it respects levels very well, for the most part. Again, this isn't a don't nobody jump out there and say, okay, we're going to trade every level on NQ now, we're going to trade every wick on gold. No, you have to have more setup than that, but it respects them, right? So it's more respectful to levels NQ, in my opinion, than it is to wicks, to where gold really respects the wicks for whatever reason. So, and that's probably one of the reasons that I prefer gold much more. And if you go down to the lower time frames on NQ, when I say lower, I'm talking like 800 tick, things like that. I feel like you get a little more respect to wicks down there. But on your 30-minute, you'll see tons and tons of wickless candles that eventually will be, you know, recovered or put on, or however you want to look at it. But it's not nothing like gold. Gold's much better at it, it seems to me. But, and you'll see all these things as you look at different assets here and there, depending on how you look at them, right? Yeah.
I see you watching how I move, trying to figure out the rules. But what you see ain't what it seems. I got the keys to everything. Charts don't lie, emotions die. When you follow what you know. Charts don't lie, emotions die. Let the numbers guide you slow. Charts don't lie, emotions die. Steady hands will make it grow. Charts don't lie, emotions die. That's the game I'm gonna show.
Yeah.
Started out like you, chasing fast money moves. Lost it all one time, had to pay my dues. Now I study patterns like a sacred art. Keep my feelings locked away, that's being smart. Every morning grinding, watching lines advance. Nothing left to chance, this ain't no romance. Build it brick.
Yeah.
No shortcuts here.
Well, I would say that your strategy and the way that you trade it is more of a momentum based, right? Basically, I mean, and that kind of how, yeah. Yeah.
Let the numbers guide you slow. Charts don't lie, emotions die. Steady hands will make it grow. Charts don't lie, emotions die. That's the game I'm gonna show. See the signals clear when my mind is right. Keep my moves strategic through the day and night. Build my empire slow, yeah, that's my style. Watch and learn the game, it took me quite a while. No more rush decisions, no more foolish plays. Calculated.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I've never been a big believer, and I've told, you know, everybody that asked this, because a lot of people come up with the same question. They say, well, you know, if I'm getting stopped out and then it's going my way, should I be, you know, making a bigger stop loss? I'm not a big believer in that, because the problem is now you've completely, you know, changed your risk management all the way around. So now, you know, risk management compared to win rate, if they're not, I mean, I say this all the time, your win rate has to be X, right? And then your risk management has to be X for that win rate. And if you go start getting them off kilter, well, you're no matter where you're at with it, your wins just aren't going to take care of your losses. And that's where the problem comes in at. Everybody always thinks that, you know, over risking means that you're risking an X percent of your account. And that's not the case, right? Like, okay, I got a good one for you. I always talk about my mentor in poker, and he says that, and this is the same in trading, absolutely the same. He says his students come to him all the time and they say, okay, how much money, what does my bankroll need to be to move up? And he said that question to me never makes any sense. He says, why is it that everybody's concerned with their bankroll to move up to the next level, when in reality, what you should be asking is, what skills do I need to move up? And that's exactly the same in the trading space. If you are winning, your win rate is up, then now you can move, you know, either your position size up, or, you know, your risk size, however you want to look at it, however you look at that. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, again, this is my opinion, it doesn't have to do with your actual account size as to what you risk. I mean, and people argue that. They'll say, no, that's not the case. You have to risk what is for your account size. And a lot of people say, you know, I run 2 minis on a 50K account. Well, that's asinine. People will say it all the time. That's absurd. You lose, you're going to lose everything. You're over risking. You're an over risking trader. All these things. But risk is correlated perfectly, or should be, in my opinion, to your win rate. That's what it has to do with. Again, we're going back to skill, right? If you're winning more trades, you can risk more. Why is that? Because at the end of the day, your risk is your losses. How much are you going to lose? Will your account basically subside your losses? And that's a very different thing if you have a, you know, let's say somebody has a 55% win rate. Well, how many losses does that mean they have to, you know, take in? And if you want to go over 10 trades, you want to go over 100 trades, however you want to do it, right? If you say, okay, well, over 10 trades, if I have a 50, let's just say 60 to keep it even. If I have a 60% win rate, that means my account has to endure 4 losses every 10 trades, right? So that's what your actual risk should be based on. Not what size the account is, but in fact, what your loss will be over 4 trades, right? What do you risk on those trades? Because that's essentially where your risk comes in at, to where a lot of people want to do it more on risks, you know, more on account size. I mean, and then you say, okay, well, I have an 80% win rate. Well, somebody who has an 80% win rate, that means over 10 trades, just say, and I realize 10's way too small. We've been through this a million times, but I'm just putting it to where everybody can understand it. Over 10 trades, you're going to lose 2, right? So what can your risk be over the next 10 trades in order to take 2 loss? Well, obviously now you can, there's two things you can do here. You can either double your size, right? Because you're only going to lose 2 trades out of 10 rather than 4, right? You can either double your size, or you can double your stop loss. It all depends on how you prefer to do it, right? And you're essentially doing the exact same thing. That's why when people say, I've got a 98% win rate, right? And they say things like, okay, so what is your take profit? Well, they take profit at, 5 ticks and their stop loss is 50 ticks. Well, obviously, they're going to have a much higher win rate. Why? Because it's more likely that they're going to get that 5 ticks profit. However, when you look at it, it's just a 50-50. If you drop it back down to 5 tick, they're really at 50-50. They're not profiting, right? Because when they take the loss knocks out all the wins. So you really have to find that ratio of what your win rate is, what your take profit is, what your stop loss is, and it's a weighted, it's more of a juggle rather than, and I realize we say, and I've said it myself, and this is for beginners, right? We're always at the same spot of beginners. If we go to the casino and we want to begin to play craps, if we want to begin to play blackjack, if we want to do this, if we want to do that, well, what do? Well, you use 1% of your bankroll, right? 1% of what you're going to lose. And a lot of times this has more to do with, doing it at a professional level too. So essentially, you won't go broke using 1% over a long period of time for the most part. But let's say that your win rate now is up to, you're playing blackjack, same thing as trading, right? And your win rate now is up to, let's say you're winning 75% of hands. So you're super good. You're getting in there. You've found your edge. Now you can put your risk rate up, right? Because the more you risk, the more you win as well. And if you're winning more often than not, your risk can be more than what your actual loss is in order to endure those wins. Does that make sense? It's how the numbers work, right? So when I use 2 minis on a 50K and everybody says that's over risking, the reason that it's not is because most generally, and I mean, I don't want to sound crazy, but my win rate is higher than that of, 55%, 60%, 70%, and that's where it comes in at. So the losses are not as common, so you're not going to blow an account. You can't use 2 minis on a 50K account if you've got a 55% win rate. It's just not going to work. You're going to blow your account long before you ever get into profit. And I think people have a hard time wrapping their head around that. When you say like 1% of your account, normally this is more based on, we just put that wick on there, guys. There's no way to get involved here. Normally that's got more to do with what you should start out with, where your basis should be. And you kind of start working into your risk management as your win rate changes. And again, I'm not saying, hey, have a huge stop loss and a little take profit and put your win rate up and now all of a sudden you're doing well, because a lot of times those are still just break even, right? And the other way, it's exactly the same the other way. You can say, okay, well, I'm a 10R trader, right? But what the problem with a 10R trader is when you put on a 10R trade, let's just say you're going to lose a lot more than you win just by sheer the idea of it going 10R compared to 1R to get stopped out. It's the exact same as if you're a negative 10R trader. All right. Everybody can do this. They can flip a coin and they can go 10R or they can go negative 10R, right? And they can do it both ways. And what they'll see is at the end, one's going to have a much higher win rate. One's going to have a much higher lose rate. But at the end of the day, if you would have just been 1R both ways, it would have been 50-50 on either side. So essentially it makes up for it. You never got positive. So whether you went 10R in profit over 100 trades or you went negative 10R over 100 trades, you're going to see that you're essentially zero, right? You didn't profit anything and you paid your fees more than likely, right? That's just for the most part, right? That's essentially how it's going to end up. However, the person who was negative 10R is going to have a much higher win rate. That doesn't mean that they actually made anything. And that's why people get so confused about what win rate is. It's really subjective, right? And it's more to use to your advantage with your risk, in my opinion. So as you win more, you can risk more. And what that means to you is completely, you know, what that means to you. It's either you open up your stop as you risk more, or you know, up your position size, which is my preferred way to do it, right? You up your position size and now you actually make more per. Looking at M&Q short. Very nice. Very nice. Nice job, Warner. Does that make sense? Does that, I know I went on a rant here, but
can't shake my groove. Queen takes bishop but controls the field. Knowledge is power, that's my strongest shield. Call me grandmaster of this trading floor, while y'all still learning what the game is for. Patience in motion, strategic devotion. Watch and learn, feel the burn. Learn, trade, win. Accelerate the pace, leave no trace. Your simple strategies I'll straight replace with complex calculations, market domination, pure dedication, no hesitation. Been in the lab while y'all been sleeping, studied the craft while y'all been creeping. Now watch me demonstrate perpetual check while your account balance hits the deck. Learn, trade, win, that's the mission. Learn, trade, win, competition. Learn, trade, win, stay committed. Learn, trade, win, that's the system.
yeah.
Game over, level up, game over. Learn, trade. Learn, trade. They sleep on me now, but
Yeah. Yeah.
watch me turn these charts into what I earn. Started from the bottom with a phone in my hand. Everybody laughed when I said I had a plan. Small account vibes, but my mindset was grand. Now them same folks wanna know where I stand. Been up since 5, studying every line. While they waste time, I'm reading every sign. First few trades hit me like a brick wall, but I ain't give up, now I learn from every fall. You're wasting time, that's what my daddy said. Get a real job, man, I mess with my head. But I kept pushing, kept my focus tight. Now my account growing, future looking bright. Ay. Learn, trade, win, that's my daily grind. Been patient with it, now it's my time. My time. They sleep on me now, but they gonna learn. Baby. Watch me turn these charts
Yeah.
into what I earn. Learn, trade, win. That's the only way. Learn, trade, win. Getting better every day. Red candles had me doubting everything. Green days came slow like a broken wing, but I studied hard. Yeah, I paid my dues. Now I'm teaching others how to read.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember crying when I blew my first stack, but that loss taught me how to bounce back. Now I'm in my zone, reading every trend, making moves that got my whole crew fed. You thought I was crazy, glued to these screens. Now look who's winning, living out these dreams. This ain't luck, baby, this is pure skill. Years of grinding up this market here. They said I couldn't make it, said I should quit trading. Now look who's calculating, while they stay hating. Hey.
Yeah.
Learn, trade, win, that's my daily grind. Been patient with it, now it's my time. They sleep
Oh yeah. Well, you don't need that. You don't need that. I mean, you need yeah. Some of the best traders out there, the guys have been here for decades, have 21, 23% win rates. I mean, some of the best traders you ever, that's all they have, right? But and that's where it comes in at, because why do they do it? It's super fast, cut your loss. So as soon as it goes against them, they are no more. As it's going in their favor, they're adding, right? And that's and most people can't do that. Why? Because now you got to accept the fact that you were wrong, and that's the hardest psychological issue, in my opinion. And that's just from reading through, DMs that I get from guys, seeing what people post in the server. Even nobody wants to be wrong. Oh well, I expected to do this, so that's what I was supposed. These guys that got 20-some% win rates don't care. It's got nothing to do with that. It either went into profit or went into loss. Went into loss, you cut it. Goes into profit, you continue on with it. That's all there is to it. It's got nothing to do with right or wrong per se. It's got to do with, and this is something else that I want to hit on, just because what Landon just said, it's about the process. It's not about a win rate. It's not about profits. It's process over profits. You want to, your process, if it works, you want to take the process and do the process over and over and over again. That's what Landon's saying essentially, and what he just said here is win rates don't matter, and that's absolutely the truth. It's the process that you follow every single time. When I close the stream every day and I say, stay consistent out there, that's the process. You want to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. As long as it works, right? You'll see the profits in the end. Yep. Yep.
Right, so you're not.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
Noise, clear out my head, make the right choice, stack up this bread. Quick on the draw, but timing is key. Study the law of supply, yeah. D charts tell the truth, data don't lie. Here's the proof. Watch profits fly, discipline tight, mind in the zone, do this shit right. I'm on thrive.
Down, take a breath. Every L just shows the test. Build it up, break it down, analyze without the stress. Then
back in attack, flow like a pro, stay on the track, watch numbers grow, cut through the shit, trust what I know, win bit by bit, put on a show, every move planned, nothing by chance, take my stance, seize my advance, quick with the wits, sharp as a blade, making hits, getting paid.
Yep. Yep.
Charts on my screen, mind in the zone, studying patterns while I'm all alone. Fuck all the bullshit, this ain't no game. When I hit that trade, watch the profit rain. Learn, trade, win, that's the fucking way. Stack them profits every single day. Learn, trade, win, ain't no time to waste. Discord familiar, got my back, we stay great. Quick with the clicks, analysis tight. Market's moving, but I time it right. See that signal, I don't hesitate. Years of losses taught me how to navigate. Finger on the trigger, heart beating fast. Each trade I take, built from lessons past. Fucking with precision, watch how I flow. Red to green, baby, that's how we go. Charts telling stories, I read them clear. While amateurs panic, I persevere. Learn, trade, win, that's the fucking way. Stack them profits every single day. Learn, trade, win, ain't no time to waste. Discord familiar, got my back, we stay great. Community strong, we share what we know. Each trade we take helps the other one grow. Fuck the FOMO, we stay calculated. Patient assassins, highly rated. Break down resistance, support won't bend. Technical masteries where we transcend. Keep it controlled, no emotional trades. That's how the real fucking money gets made. Discord buzzing, knowledge flowing free. Real-time updates from LTW family. Chart patterns quick. Experience taught us which ones to pick. Slow it down, let me tell you something clear. Every loss I took brought me right here. Built my strategy through blood and tears. Now I execute without any fears. Learn, trade, win, that's the fucking way. Stack them profits every single day. Learn, trade, win, ain't no time to waste. Discord familiar, got my back, we stay great. Time to accelerate, watch how I close. Each trade I take, peeling verbose. Rapid execution, precision sharp. Like a fucking sniper in the dark. No hesitation when I see the sign. Years of practice got my skills refined. Community.
Listen to you, Lena. I'm sorry. I'm very confused here. For some reason, you're not coming through YouTube. They're exactly right. You're not coming through on Discord chat. Why are you not coming through here?
Motherfucking win. That's the mindset that we're always in. Discord army, we don't never quit. Making history with every hit.
Early as fuck, I'm up before the sun. Coffee in my cup, charts loading one by one. Ain't no time to waste, got my system down. Trading's what I do, about to get this crown. Screens all lit up, candles red and green. This my morning shit, know just what I mean. Sipping slow and steady, while I check the trends. Mad focus now, this is how my day begins. Charts and coffee got me in my groove. This my daily move, yeah, I got something to prove. Charts and coffee got me feeling smooth. This my daily truth, yeah, I know just what to do. Fuck the FOMO trading, that ain't how I roll. Take my time analyzing, that's how I get gold. Coffee getting cold, but I'm locked right in. Watching patterns form, know just where to begin. This ain't rocket science, just my daily grind. Same shit, different day, but I'm doing fine. Got my setup perfect, got my mind just right. About to make these moves, gonna do this shit all night. Yeah. Sipping and trading, trading and sipping. Got my momentum, ain't no way I'm slipping. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree. I'm trying to get you through I don't understand. For some reason, you're not coming through YouTube. I cannot figure it out for the life of me. What did I do wrong? Hey, Paul, can you talk? I know you've been on YouTube. I don't get it. Or are you not able to? It's all right. We're getting everybody in the Discord this way, Landon, because they want to hear you. So. You hear nothing in Discord. I am so confused as to why. Sound issue? I don't think so. Can you hear me now, Paul, or no? Am I on YouTube still? Yeah, I'm on. So you can't. Oh, Landon, can you hear me here in Discord? Okay. Yep, but no YouTube. I don't understand why it's not coming through YouTube. I am confused. My OPS. I'm not gonna do anything because we're gonna stop here soon. But yeah, the Discord chat is not coming through YouTube. I'm gonna assume it's just from. I don't know what I'm gonna assume it's from, honestly. I like this setup we're getting on gold here, though, back into gold, if you guys want to talk about that real quick. If anybody can't hear, Landon's talking, guys. YouTube, yeah, I feel you guys know that, you guys think that I'm just talking to myself, obviously, because you can't hear Landon. I had no idea that you couldn't hear Landon, but if you can't hear on YouTube, guys, come to the Discord, because Landon is having a conversation here, and I'm talking to him. I'm not talking to dead air. I don't know why it's not coming through YouTube. It's not coming through my OBS. And the settings are fine. So maybe it's just a fluke for the day. I don't know. It's very odd. I'm not going to mess with settings. Really, because if I start messing with it and then I restart OBS here tomorrow and it works, I'll feel dumb for messing with all of it because I'll never be able to get it back. But anyways, we are getting a setup here on gold as well. If we can get a doji here, next candle down wick, and push up, maybe even on the 15, the break of these highs will be your trade up as time goes here. But let's wait and see this happen, right? Sorry, Landon, I wasn't meaning to cut you off. It's just they said they can't hear you. I was like, what do you mean you can't hear him? And you're talking here, and I was, for whatever reason, have we tried Rumble? Is anybody on? Let me go live on Rumble. Yeah, no, I can't hear you there either. Oh, yeah, it's OBS for whatever reason. It's not coming through. I do not get it. It's very odd. You're coming through. You're coming through. That's what's funny. You're coming through my voice meter. You're just not coming through the OBS Discord chat. Anyway, it is what it is. We continue on. It doesn't matter. I'm not a... It don't matter either way. So, but yeah. All I was getting at with the win rate thing, and Landon's exactly right when he says that the win rate's not exactly what matters per se beginning, and I mean it doesn't matter per se either way, but it's kind of correlated to your risk, you know, for me, because if you have a higher win rate, then you can risk more, whatever that means to you. And if you have a lower win rate, you can risk less. And that's exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about these traders that have 20% win rates, 21, 23% win rates. Well, what do? Well, they essentially have no risk on their trades, right? When they cut their losses immediately. As soon as it goes against them, they're out. They don't wait for a stop loss, you know what I mean, to hit like people traditionally think about a stop loss. They're not doing, hey, let's wait until we hit, 100 tick stop loss or a 50 tick stop loss or whatever it is. It goes against them. They're immediately out. Cut. Then they'll take the next trade. Right? It goes against them. Cut. Then they'll take the next trade. And then it goes in their favor. A lot of them will add. And I'm not suggesting that that's what anybody does that doesn't understand how to do that. But a lot of them, that's what they do. They add. Okay, so now and I mean, a lot of them even will call them something like filler positions, right? Like to get involved without being involved. I hate to call it that, right? But like just a small amount, essentially, you're putting on this position and then building it up as it goes in your favor and cutting it quick as it goes against you. And a lot of them actually trade this way that have super low win rates. And why do they have super low win rates? Well, because every time we get to a loss, we just cut the loss. So now that's a loss. Obviously, your win rate will go up just by not cutting losses so fast. But that's not going to work if your strategy itself isn't going to work, right? You have to understand the actual win rate of your strategy. How, to a degree, like how often will you succeed in hitting TP? How likely is that to happen, right? From wherever you trade at or however your strategy works, right? All right, see you in a minute, Werner. You can kill your account by paper cut. Yeah, you can. And I mean, that's the whole thing. You really got to understand where you're at, right? And I mean, I don't know how to put that in a way that makes sense to people who, are just trying to get their feet wet, because the problem is your win rate is very subjective, not only to, and I mean, I'm not going to say right or wrong, because that's not if the market goes in your direction or doesn't, right? Because right or wrong is a tough thing. You can be right and still get stopped, right? Just like Landon was talking about, and that's the whole thing of right and wrong. Does it mean you're wrong because you got stopped out? It's tough, right? At the end of the day, it really has nothing to do with that. It never did, and that's where people get confused. It's got to do with the process that you take, right? It's never had anything to do with right and wrong. People are very it's hard to swallow that pill, because you say, oh well, I think the market's going to go up. You long, it goes down, it hits your stop loss, and now it goes up, and all of a sudden, well, you were right, but you weren't. Essentially, not in your process, because your process says that you were supposed to have X stop loss, and it hit your stop loss. So now you can't really call that right per se, right? But you can't call it wrong if you would have opened up your stop loss. That's why it's not right and wrong. It's a process. My process is, if it, let's just say, closes above this level with a top wick, you get a bottom wick down, you flip the candle, you enter. So what is my process? Stop loss below the wick, take profit at the recovery of the previous wick. That's it. That's the process. I'm going to do that over and over and over again. Does it have to do with right or wrong? I longed. So does that mean if it goes up by the end of the day that all of a sudden I was right? Doesn't matter. My stop loss was below that bottom wick. That was the process. I'm going to continue to complete that process over and over and over again. That's why I say all the time, I don't care if the market's going up or down. It doesn't matter to me. That's saying that you're trying to be right. Right? I don't care. What I care about is that if I get a close above with a top wick, bottom wick, flip, and I enter, what the process is I'm expecting, right? If you want to say that we hit the top wick before we hit that bottom wick. That's my process. I'm going to do it over and over and over again. That's it. That's all I'm looking for. Why do we believe that? Because short orders came in, previous candle, top wick. That's what created the top wick. Short orders came in. We're going to be in an area that's supply, an area that traders are going to enter. And then what are we looking for in the next candle? Next candle, the wick pushes down. Why is that? Now shorts are winning. So what should never happen? It should never break the highs of this candle. Why? Because shorts are in control. They're winning. The orders are short. Everyone's short. There's no reason that we should break those highs. That's why my long entry is the break of the highs. Because if we break those highs, that means we're going over after the short stop losses. It's that simple. If every trader is short, there's absolutely no reason we should break them highs. Shouldn't happen. Shouldn't take place. That's why I'm long in it. It's simple. Very, very simple. Everybody thinks the process that I take is so complex. It's not. I try to say it all the time for it to make more sense to everyone so that it ends up more simple. That's what I've been trying to do through these last few months that we've been here on stream, is just simplifying what it is, because that's all it is. You come up into supply, you come up into a resistance area, you come up into a bearish order block. What are we looking at? We expect traders to go short. So what happens? We get a top wick. Why? Because the traders shorted it down. Reaction. Right? So the traders now are short. Where are their stop losses? Above the highs. Where's their break even? At their entries. In the wick. So what are we looking for? Bottom wick to come in. Why do we need a bottom wick? So that they're winning. We need a place to put a stop loss. We need them to win. We don't want to just go straight up and hit their stop losses. We have nowhere to put a stop loss. What are we going to do? So that's the setup. Top wick, bottom wick, setup. Flip, entry. What's the entry? Entry is the flip of the candle. Why the flip of the candle? Because there's absolutely no reason it should flip. There's no reason the high should be broke. Same thing goes with this doji. Let's just look at this screen right here, right? Let's just say this doji. And again, I'm not trading this. Don't think I'm trading this. This candle's too big. We're in the same exact thing though. What happened here? Let's look at it right now, just because everybody gets so confused. What is this? Supply. Bullish order block. Demand, sorry. Demand. Bullish order block. Support. All these things are right here. Just draw it up on your chart. What is this? Boom. What is this? Support. There's no denying the fact that this is exactly where all the traders are going long. There's no denying this fact. They're all long. Where are their stop losses? Right down here. Stop losses. You got stop losses. You're going to see take profit or break even stop losses all here. We'll make this candle red, or we'll make this box red. We'll make it red just so everybody understands. Stop losses here. Right? Because they're long. Does that mean that we're just going to trade short here? No. Right? Same thing. Let's go the other way, just for fun. Right? This is all the same thing, guys. Where are your entries short? Your short entries are going to be right within this region. Right here. Here's going to be all your short entries. Right here. Right? Short entries. That's why we got wicks on both sides of this candle. Short entries right here. Why? Same thing. We'll do this. We'll put our resistance line. We'll make this one red. Same thing. Exact same thing. This is where the traders are trading, guys. Simple. Where are the stop losses? Do we want to make the stop losses green here? I guess we can. Stop losses. Right in this general vicinity. Right here. We'll go green just so it's different than red. That's it. That's the market. That's all there is. That's how levels trade. So what are we looking for? Depends. Which way do you think this is going to trade? We got no bottom wick here, bottom wick and a flip. Okay. So let's just say that this was a little doji right here. This became a little doji and we want to trade long here. What are we looking for? We look for the next candle to open up, push down, just like always, flip, and break. Now, where would the entry be? For this particular trade, the entry would be here. Why is the entry there? Because we've already went into this area for them to get down. We need that to break through to grab these stops. We don't want to trade back up into those entries. We want to trade through those entries. Because where will the shorts come back in? Right here. They're going to try to come back in, right? Makes sense. Obviously, this is a little different setup, but it's the same thing as it's always been, range to range. That's how you can look at it, right? So this is the whole area right here that you're looking for a recovery, saying we're going back up, right? Maybe this never plays. If it never plays, if these shorts don't, you know, hold and stand through and it pops through this first, you don't got to trade. There's no trade here. See how it's starting to already fight it? We got 13 minutes left. Let's see a 15. Maybe you could have got an entry. Nope. You didn't get a down wick first. So what's going to happen? This will probably push back down more. Because what are we doing? Building the 15-minute range. That's it. So this will probably flip, come back down here. There's probably nothing here. Once this range forms, what are we looking for? A break of the range. So what does that look like on the 30? Exactly what we just talked about. This high getting broke. You get a bottom wick and a flip to come up here and break this high. Move up into these stops. 15's no different. It's all the same thing. We're going to range through here. Let's make that a gray box so nobody's confused about what the range is. Everybody knows that ranges are boxes. Right? That's all it is. Why? Because these shorts are coming in here. Where the longs coming in? We already said. Longs are coming in down here. Same thing. Who's winning where? Who do we care? We don't care. We just want to see the reaction of these things happening and then trade into the stop losses if we get a setup and entry. What's the setup and entry? Top wick, bottom wick, flip. But it's not just anywhere, right? It's got to be an area where they're coming into it. And that's why everybody got so confused. Everybody says, okay, well, here's the trade then. And we've been through this 100 times. Here's the trade. Everybody just thinks it's the trade. This is the entry. Everybody says, okay, here's the trade. And I don't get it. I don't get why everybody believes that this right here is the trade. Everybody thinks, okay, well, here's the trade. We're out in la land here. Let's say that none of these things exist. None of these, don't look at any of these lines or anything else. This is just the trade. These two candles make the trade. Not how it works. That's just the entry. You have to have a setup first, guys. That's where everybody's getting it wrong. You have to have the setup. Just because you got a top wick and a no wick candle doesn't make it a trade. That's just an entry. You have to have a setup. What's the setup? We're looking for shorts to come in. We're looking for longs to come in. We want to trade into stop losses. That's the setup. If you don't have the setup, you're not even looking for the entry. We're not looking for no wick candles. We don't care. All we're looking for is no wick candles to understand what could possibly happen in the future. If you're looking for no wick candles at that time, what's this? A daily no wick candle. Essentially, there's a small wick on it. You know, as we move down, a 4-hour no wick candle. That's why they're blue. No wick candles down here. Do we expect wicks to be put on these candles? Absolutely. At what point? Who knows? Those are going to be targets. Said you've already got a setup and you're into a position, right? We don't just take it because we have no wick on a candle. This is a doji. What's going to happen? Who knows? It's a doji. It's indecision. Longs, shorts. That's why you get a doji candle. It's nothing more than that. Could you have said, okay, no wick candle, we got a down wick and a flip? Yeah, you could have traded that. You could have scalped that candle if you wanted to. That's trading, and we've drawn it up before. Why would I not take it? That's trading with the traders. The traders were in down here with longs. That's why I wouldn't have traded it. Can you trade it? Yes. Can you trade these little reactions as they come in with these no-wick candles? Yes, you can, if you're paying attention to where supply, demand, order block, where the trader's trading. However you want to call it. You can call it whatever you want. Where the trader's trading. We already know the traders are trading here. We're absolutely sure to the fact that traders are going long here. This is a demand zone. There's bullish order blocks here. There's support here. Whatever you want to call it. You can draw all these things up and you know for a fact traders are going long. So you get no bottom wick candle, bottom wick and a flip, sure, trade it up. If it's trading with traders, we draw them up all the time. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. What am I looking for? Not that. I'm looking for the stop losses to be ran. Where? Either down here or up here. We drew them both up. That's why I have no bias. I don't care which way it goes. But once I get clear direction where traders are one-sided and we start seeing this come in, no more doji candles, then you can take advantage of the stops. The doji candles mean that the traders are on both sides. You got longs here, you got shorts here. That's why there's a doji. Can we trade the dojis? Absolutely. We break the highs or the lows of the doji once the traders are hooked on one side. Because now you got stops above, stops below. Does that make sense? Hopefully. You can add the strat entries. Yeah. Well, the strat entries aren't that different. A lot of times. What's a no wick candle? What's a no wick candle and then a down wick and a flip? Right, Werner? If you come up and you get up to the, you close bearish here, that's a, what do you call it? I think you call it a failed 2 down, right? That's what a no wick candle with a wick and a flip is, essentially. I believe that's what you call it over there, right? I don't know the strat a ton. Like, I know it because they use a lot of the same entries that I use for entries. The problem is, like I keep telling you, here's the issue. Somebody just roll. Let me see here. Here's the entry with it. Okay, it was you, yeah. The problem with me is, again, it's just an entry. If you can't get the basis of the setup, then the entry doesn't mean a lot. Does that make sense? You have to have a setup first. That's where so many people struggle, even with trading my strategy, because all they can wrap their head around is the entry. And will the entries work? Yes. Just like the strat, if you see the entries, they're going to work a portion of the time. You could trade no wick candles, it'll work a portion of the time. I'm not saying it won't. But a lot of those that say, oh, well, I try to trade your strategy and I didn't do well at it, is exactly that. They try to trade just the entries. You have to have a setup. You have to have the setup first, right? And that's where the problem comes in at. If you don't, let me see what you dropped here. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the whole thing. So if you don't have the setup, then essentially you're just trading an entry. For me, I have to have setup, then entry, then I enter. That's my process. We were just talking about process, right? That's all there is to it. You got setup, the entry, now you enter. That's it. That's my process. Over and over and over and over and over again, right? So that's the process that I take to trade this thing. If you want to do the same thing, then that's what you do. You wait for longs to be long and you trade in their stop losses. You wait for shorts to be short and you trade in their stop losses. Does that make it less likely to get an entry? Yes. It's exactly what Landon was talking about. Is it less likely for me to get a setup or for me to get an entry? Sorry. Yes. Why? Because my criteria for my process is very specific. It's not going to happen tons of times a day. Even if my setup presents itself and they go and they run the stops, that doesn't mean my entry presents itself. And that's the thing. Why do I show you my process? Because it's my process, right? But you can take this process and manipulate it, use it on your terms however you want. Maybe you don't care about wicks. Maybe they don't matter to you. Maybe entry system can be done different. Maybe you want 2 doji candles and you're going to enter long. You know, 2 doji candles, you're going to enter short. You can take this and manipulate it however you want, right? And you can use your entry processes however you want. What I want you guys to understand is the market is long here. And I'm not even going to say the market, because that's what people like to say. Traders are long here. Traders are short here. I want you guys to understand that. Once you start understanding that, your entry systems will work. Your strategies will work. But you have to understand, traders are short here, traders are long here. Until you start wrapping your head around that, the process is going to be hard, because you're taking setups that are just based on normally entries. It's not actually a setup. And that's where the problem comes in at. You're missing a key component of what you need to proficiently trade this market, in my opinion. And I mean, if your opinion differs, then by all means. But that's where I feel most traders are lacking. You can come up with an entry system. Okay, well, you know, an order block system, a supply system, a demand system, whatever you want to come up with. It's completely up to you. But what you want to not see is traders failing and it going into their stop losses when you're trying to trade with the traders. Right? That's the issue here. You don't want to see all the traders on one side of this thing. You know, when you talk about trading supply demand, this is the perfect opportunity to trade supply demand, right? These are the areas that you want to trade if that's what you're trading. Okay, let's just look at this for a minute, right? And we can even say it to here. You can put it wherever you want. It don't matter. Draw it up however you want. Look at what we look at. Okay, so this is what we're looking at, right? You can say this is resistance. You could even pull it down and try to say this is resistance right here. Okay, so here's what you're looking at, right? Let's just look at this. Now, this is where traders trade. Look, it's real simple, right? Here's where we're back into that range of trading right here. So you're shorting here, you're longing here, you're shorting here, you're longing here, you're shorting here. Why does this work? Because you're running sideways the whole time. And this is why I always say I don't want to trade in range, in consolidation while these things are happening. And this is why. Traders are trading both sides of this. If you want to trade a ranging market and trade in consolidation, all these things, by all means do it. This is what they do. This is where traders trade. This is how they trade this market. That's great, right? But just be aware when you're trading these things, you know, what you're trading into as well, and when they're going to make these kind of moves, right? That's why I'm trying to show you how the market moves and where these stop losses are, so that you don't get stopped out all the time. Like here, this is what, I mean, I'm not going to say it's going to go down, right? But just you guys watch and see for yourselves. That's where the issues come in at, right?
Trading wisdom, dropping knowledge every day. Show you how to read the market's display. No FOMO moves, we stay calculated. Success comes to those who waited. Take notes while I demonstrate. Perfect entries.
That makes sense. Anybody got any questions? I feel like all I'm doing is rambling. Yeah. Good push right here with the last 7. Let's see. 3. Nope. 8 closing on. Yep. No wick. So what happens now? Now she pushes down, right? There you go. There's your push. And you're going to see it over and over again. Why did we push down? What were we doing? We're trying to push out all these longs that are in. Just going to sweep down and push out all these longs. Right. Got no wick again. Flip. Back up. A lot of people trade that. Again, I wouldn't be trading it yet. It hadn't pushed all the longs out yet. We just showed where the stop losses were. We still got one more spot to push through. They're trying to long this last area right here. Can you take that flip? You can. I personally want it, but you can. You know, where am I looking for the next trade at? You know, we've got to get a down wick. Why is there, you know, why is there no wicks? We got to get down wicks for me to get an entry, right? Or the setups here, yeah, we already know. We already know where they are. We already know where the stop losses are. My problem with this is I believe they're going to go low. They did go one tick below. Yeah. I'm not super convinced, but maybe. Oh, it did go one tick below. I mean, a lot of people would just take that, like we've talked about, you know, down. No bottom wick and a flip. And what they do, guys, and again, I'm not saying you can't do this. It probably plays out. You got about, that's a pretty decent stuff. That was a pretty decent wick. I didn't realize that wick was so big. But the interest like this, I personally don't take. I think it's going down. I don't want to say that because everybody will say, well, how are you going to say that? How are you going to be biased to where it's going to go? I would have probably already got out of this if you're just scalping it, but you got shorts that'll come in here. I think it goes down and breaks these lows again. So for me, for this position, let's just say, if I wanted to get involved here, I would prefer to see this candle close like this, right? With not a lot of movement. Close like this, and then get a bottom wick again, a flip, and I would take the break of the high. That's for me. So what is that? That's a bottom wick on the hour. That's essentially what that looks like. It'll be a bottom wick on an out on the hour, and then a push down and a move back up. But it's tough for me to just take this as an entry. We did close below support for all fairness. I mean, and you can pull support right here. So it's not the ugliest in the world for you guys that are wanting to take it. So yeah, for them, this is a fake out. For traders right now, they looked at this as a fake out. They think that it came in, it stopped them out, and it's going to go up anyways. My problem is I want to give them time to enter back in if they're going to. I think we're going to come run these lows again. I could be very wrong, but that's just my assumption here. I think we're going to come back down. I think we're going to let them get in long like they are here, and we're going to come back down, and we're going to snap the low again and shake them all out. Where's our next set of longs? Right here. Right? That's the high, isn't it? Yeah. So that's my opinion. Where are the orders set? And there's orders setting right here for long orders that are expecting that we're going to stay in this range. So getting this far without getting them is not something I think they're going to do. I don't think they're just going to leave it that way. I think they're going to come down here and grab these orders right here, because there's long sitting right there. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And where are your fair value gap traders going to come in at? Right here. Just be aware of that. Fair value gap is filled right here. So you're going to have longs coming in there as well. So you got tons of guys going to be longing down in this area. And what does that mean to me? Well, you already know. I expect to sweep through all of them and put a wick on this candle. That's my expectations. So, will it work that way? Let's see. Let's see. You know? Maybe it never works. You will see a reaction here first. just for everybody that is trying to be concerned with this, just remember you will see a reaction right here. So, everybody gets confused about that too, but that 0.5 of that gap will always get a reaction, and then they'll think they're wrong when they try to short down into these areas. If you're already short and you try to short down into these areas, once this gets hit, you'll think that you went the wrong way. That's just trying to induce the gap traders long early. That's all it really does. So once it comes down and taps that area, that's just trying to induce those gap traders. Just be aware that doesn't mean we're popping and going. Again, that doesn't mean you shouldn't manage your position if you're short from somewhere up here either, because you could get a decent bounce. It's just that doesn't necessarily mean we're going up or down. You just will see a reaction, right? You could trade those reactions too, if you prefer. You know, you could try to take advantage of the trade there, knowing you got orders here, knowing that it's going to push up first. Do these orders get pushed up? You know, that's what a lot of traders do. Oh, well, my order wasn't hit, so what do? Now they take these orders and they do something like this with them. And then they come down and they get their stops quicker. So, because what are traders? Very impatient. That's the biggest problem. They're patient. They're very, very impatient. Very, very impatient. So, I forgot we had that 4 hour there, but yeah. Unfortunate truths. Yeah. Traders are impatient. That's the whole thing. And that's what they're playing. They're just, this market in reality is just the psychology of the traders, in my opinion. You know, everybody can look at it how they want, but in my opinion, that's all it is. It's no different than playing poker. What are you doing when you're playing poker? You're just playing the psychology of the other player. That's it. That's all you're doing. People think there's some kind of strategy and different kind of, you know, whatever you want to say. You can go into GTO, go look up, you know, GTO strategies and things like that. And there's all kinds of strategies as to how it works and how this is and how that is. And those are all great things. And it's great on how it, you know, brings people into how to play poker. And yes, it can make you profitable. Don't get me wrong. It could absolutely make you profitable. But at the end of the day, when you're sitting around a poker table, it's absolutely no different. When you're sitting around the poker table, the only thing you're playing against is the psychology of the other people. So if you're sitting there, let's just say, and I'm just going to put you guys in the position, right? If you're sitting there and yeah, Warner. If you're sitting there and you have a straight, okay, for you guys that know poker, you have a straight, and now a flushing card comes on the board, right? Let's just say the river comes, you know, the third spade, and now a flushing card comes on the board, and you have a straight. What are you going to do? And everybody's going to say the same thing. They're going, well, I'm going to bet it and then see what the other guy does. And if the other guy, you know, raises up over the top, I'm going to fold. Well, why is that? Why are you going to fold? Because you have fear that he caught the flush. But does he have to actually have the flush for you to fold? No. Would you actually have to have the flush for him to fold? No. Not if he doesn't have the flush. And the market's no different. It's all built on fear, guys. It's all emotional. And that's why it's so predictable. Poker really is just fear. People think that it's greed and fear. It's not so much greed. I'm not sure the market is either. I mean, it is to a degree, but it's most generally built on fear. That's where, you know, the real movements of the market happen. You know, you start applying a lot of pressure. They start applying a lot of downward pressure. What happens? The longs stop longing and the shorts start coming in. Why? Because they're scared to long anymore. They got beat up too much. They're fearful that it's just going to keep dropping. It's always the same thing, right? All just psychology. There's really not much more to it. And I mean, I'm not talking psychology for yourself. People get confused about what I'm speaking about when I'm talking about psychology. Obviously, you have to have that as well, right? But that's you going through life all the way around, right? You have to have some sort of, something just to make it through life, right? So just be aware that that's what it is. But this is absolutely a psychological game. And I'm going to call it a game because that's what I believe the market is. I don't look at it like everybody else. Everybody else looks at it as this multi-million-dollar market and how this person moves that and this person. No, guys, it's just a psychological game. It's no different than poker. What do you have in your hand? What does everybody else have in their hand? If you know what everybody else has in their hand, doesn't matter what's in your hand. That's your question. And that's how you want to trade the market. It has nothing to do with what you have in your hand. That's the problem. That's why bias is essentially, doesn't mean a lot to me, because it makes no difference about what is going on or what you have. It's got to do with what the other guy's going to do, in my opinion. Again, this is my opinion. Not everybody looks at it that way. But when I go to the poker table to play cards, I go to the poker table to play the players that are at that table. I don't go to the poker table to play the cards that I get. Paul knows this. He's seen me. Yeah. No. Yep. No, you're fine. You're fine. Like I said, the biggest problem that people just don't get, that's the issue, is it really is. I mean, I don't see it any different than poker, and it really has nothing to do with what we're doing or what we see. It's got more to do with what the other guy's doing. What are the traders doing? That's how I trade. What are the traders doing? That's it. Yep. That's it. What are the traders going to do? When you sit down at the poker table and you get dealt pocket aces and the flop comes 6, 7, 8, how well do you feel now? Yep. But you raised it pre-flop, right? You 3-bet, let's just say. So what are the chances that he has, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 8? You have aces. Yep. Well, you have the highest. Well, the only way to. Well, yeah, but there's a ton of ways to beat you. What about pocket sixes? Pocket sevens, pocket eights, 9, 10 suited, 4, 5 suited. Right? That's the problem. What do you do? Not all in, everybody. Not all in. That's not what you do.
I mean,
well, let's say you 3-bet, right? You 3-bet. Let's say blinds are, let's say you bet 5 times blind. Let's just say he raised 2 times blind. Let's just say for fun, you 3-bet to 5 times blind and he just flatted you. Yeah, pre-flop, he bet 2 times blind. You raised to 5 times blind. He flatted 5 times blind. He just calls your 3-bet. Yep, exactly. But if he just flatted you, where are we at? He just flatted. That's it. He just called. He called your 3-bet. He never 4-bet. Yeah, well, he was first to act prior to the flop. Okay, so when you first got dealt, prior to flop, pre-flop, right? He raised a 2. You 3-bet to 5, and he just flatted before any of the cards came. You got pocket aces. He just calls. So he just called your 3-bet. He never 4-bet. You didn't have an opportunity to 5-bet. So now you're sitting there, 5 big blinds in from each player. Obviously, let's say big blind and small blind are out of the way and your head's up. So you've got a pot now that's 5, 10, 11 and a half big blinds. So what do you do now when the flop comes 6, 7, 8? Called. He just called. Correct.
Something shifts inside my mind. Numbers start to align. Can't explain this feeling now. Everything's
So
moving with the rhythm pure.
So you don't think that 9-10 suited would call a 3-bet? Yeah, 9-10 suited. I mean, I don't know. You should. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking ahead above everybody, but go run it in a strategy like GTO strategy solver. 9-10 suited has to call the 3-bet there. Even out of position, you got to call 3-bet. We're not even talking position, but yeah. So 9-10 suited has to call there, right? 4-5, it's it's probably a 60 to 70% between call and fold. Some outlandish, depending on how their style is, whether it's aggressive or not, could even be a 4-bet there, bluff 4-bet, which would get them super trapped. Well, not really super trapped because they flopped it there, but normally your 4-5 would be out. Your pairs are going to be calling any pair, even 2s, right? Are going to call the 3-bet there, but 9-10 suited would call there. But what are the chances of them having it? Right, and here's where the problem is. Why do people get worried? Because they're scared that they have it now. So most people, if they're first to act with the aces, what are they going to do? That's kind of what I was asking you. Most guys are going to check and see what the other guy does. Right, and that's what you'd eat a taco. So what would I do there? I mean, I guess that's what I'm getting at. See, I would bet probably somewhere around half pot, right? For what reason? Because if they have the straight, they're going to raise regardless because they have it, right? If they're on a draw, they might put in a small raise. If they have the trips there, they're going to raise every time. They're not going anywhere, right? If they, well, most people aren't going to bluff into a straight board. Why is that? And if they do, that's a great player to play against. You're going to make a lot of money. Why are they not going to bluff there? Right? Because if you're yeah, they're going to think that they're going to take you for either a pocket pair, or they're going to take you for, the 9-10 suited like we just spoke about, because that would be a card, or any kind of, yeah, absolutely. You got to 3-bet that. Yeah. I mean, every solver out there, yeah, you have to raise that pre-flop. I think like 78% of the time. Yeah. And I'm not saying you should. It depends on your play. I personally I don't run solver, so I don't play it that way either. But the solver will tell you too. So when you run into guys, you got to assume that that's what they're going to have, right? 9-10 suited is almost always 3-bet territory on almost every GTO solver out there. Depending, unless you're in the cutoff or something. I mean, leaving position out of the game, right? It's almost always 3-bet. That's gonna be super, super bad for you though. Are you gonna call a 3-bet with them then? I mean, the problem with that is you're gonna get 3-bet a lot then. You know, it shows that your 3-bet range is super, super tight. So therefore, what will happen is you get 3-bet a lot, pushed out a lot of pots that way, right? But either way, think about your outs, right? Like, if you got pocket aces, what are your outs? Right? People... Yeah, your outs. You got 2 aces in the deck, right? That's your outs. Quite generally, you're not gonna make a flush. It can happen. I mean, I've got my kings cracked by a flush that was made by kings as well. So normally you're not gonna get a 4-out flush. But when you think about your outs on your 9-10 suited, right? And I know everybody loves to think about aces being the best hand there is ever, but people got to understand that you've got many more outs with 9-10 suited. You can make a flush, you can make a straight, and you've still got all your pairs of 9s and 10s out there. So, honestly, your board actually favors you a lot more with 9-10 suited once the flop comes than aces do. A lot of people don't. I mean, I realize that's not what you want to look at when you look at the game, but you've got way more outs. You can actually make many more hands. That's why suited connectors are such good cards to get into 3-bet pots with. A lot of people even run gapped connectors. So like 1 gappers, like 8-10 suited or 10 queen suited, things like that, to where you've got your Broadway, but you're gapped. 10 jack suited. Do you 3-bet that? You yourself. No? Or yeah, or okay. I'm just curious. I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing a tight range. I play a tight range too. I'm just asking you. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. The reason that I ask you this isn't because, honestly, of what you do, but more to put the understanding around what the other players at the table are doing, right? Hopefully that makes sense to you. They are 3-betting these things. They are 3-betting. If you're playing against a competent group, right? Not everybody's good, but if you're playing against a competent group that's actually, competent at 3-betting, and if you're playing in a pool that's under 3-betting, you should be 3-betting. Why? Because you're never going to get 4-bet, right? If they're never 3-betting, you should always be 3-betting. You should almost be open 3-betting with almost anything. Why? Because they're never going to 4-bet you. And what is it all to do with? Again, poker is the same thing as trading. What does it got to do with? It's got to do with your fear. So what happens when you get 4-bet? Well, that puts you in a tough spot, and you fear now. You fear that they must have something good. But if they're under 3-betting, they're never going to 4-bet. So you should always be 3-betting, because what are they seeing that as? They're seeing that as putting them in a tough spot. Now they're fearful. Now they're folding a lot, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. There's that move up from that down wick and flip. Just nothing I can do there, but I wanted to get. I know he likes top cards. That's why I started talking cards. But does that make sense to you guys? Understanding what the rest of the pool does, right? Pool of people, and this is traders the same, right? Do we have a sim poker table laying around? Joking. Have a great day. Yeah, no, there is a sim. You can go to what was it? Poker Now, and play just fun poker. Forest Boy, I hope I didn't miss you. No, you're typing again. Okay, because you said I had a good one. Great. You gotta have a great day too, but I want to make sure I didn't miss you. But yeah, there's places that you can go play poker for free, for fun, whatever, right? But this is the same kind of deal. You want to know what the crowd's doing. We can play on Discord as well. Oh yeah, there's an app on there. Yeah, absolutely. I forgot about that. Yeah, Paul's right. You can play right on the live chat, guys. You can play poker. But anyways, what the whole point of this conversation was, I know I'm kind of getting off of it because I'm trying to talk to Alex because he kind of understands cards, right? And I know some of you do, some of you don't. But what the whole purpose of this conversation is, it really has nothing to do with what you're doing per se. You're taking advantage of what the others are doing. And trading's exactly the same. If they're not 3-betting, right? And for all you that don't understand what a 3-bet is, maybe I need to explain that first because a lot of people don't get it. 3-betting isn't a new thing. Like most new poker players don't go in and they immediately start 3-betting. That's something that you gain as you play more. You get more, more poker under your belt. 3-betting becomes part of your game, right? So just starting players normally don't 3-bet, so I get it. But 3-bet is somebody raises, you raise over top. Wait, that's your 3-bet. What's 3-bet range? Why do you 3-bet? The reason that people 3-bet is because normally the raiser, if they're not super confident and don't protect their 3-betting range, will fold. You applied a little aggression to them, they fold out, right? And that's why you want to have a strong 3-betting range. If you start showing up the pots with a weak 3-betting range, you'll start getting 4-bet a lot by, again, competent players that understand what they should and shouldn't be doing, and you'll start getting all your 3-bets called regardless. Like if somebody is super aggressive and just 3-betting all the time, and Paul's watched my poker nights before, I just call them and wait for the flop, right? You just start calling them down regardless. It really doesn't have anything to do with what you have in your hand per se, because their 3-betting range is so wide that you can essentially just call them with almost any card. Any 2 cards, right? Can't say for sure any 2 cards because obviously some things you just have no outs. I mean, you're just drawing dead. I mean, not anything are you really drawing dead, but for the most part, right? A lot of the new players, they'll 3-bet if they have a face card, let's say, right? Never got the NQ target, but ES made that wig. Yay! Very good. Very good, man of the woods. Some newbie, they'll just 3-bet with any face card, right? That's 3-bet territory for them, regardless. So like Jack 6 offsuit, right? And that's guys that I'm saying are opening too wide. They open too wide and they're opening in these positions. Well, you've got to kind of punish them for their 3-bet opening range, right? You start applying pressure and maybe even going to 4-bets to get them to fold out. Maybe they start calling, hoping that they start making hands. You start showing up with better 2 cards, something that's actually 3-bet territory, say king, queen suited, 10 jack suited, even the 9-10 we were talking about earlier. These are all, much stronger 3-bet ranges than somebody, running jack 6 or jack 2 offsuit or whatever the case may be. So you kind of got to know the player pool and what it is that you're playing against, if that makes sense. So that has everything to do with, in my opinion, how you play cards, right? Like I'm just playing the other guy. That's me, and that's how I approach the market too. And that's why I say it's kind of fear-based, psychological-based, right? Because once you start applying pressure, if they don't have the best hand and they showed up with too weak of a range, like they are 3-betting too weak of a range or even opening at all, you know, just calling, whatever, too weak of a range, then they're going to have a hard time once you start applying pressure when there's boards out there, regardless of what you have. Because you show up with, say, Jack 6, and, you know, flop comes, you know, Ace, Ace, King, you don't feel too crazy about what you just ended up with that Jack 6, right? Do you have outs? Yeah, but you're not raised and you're not getting aggressive there. What are you going to do with it? Everybody's always opening, you know, kings, aces in their hand, right? So, I missed this one, was too busy. No worries, no worries. Anyways, does anybody have any questions, guys? That's all I was trying to say, was a lot of it's based more on what other people are doing. Does that make sense? I'm probably just kind of babbling on. Sorry. Let's take this off here. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, Paul already found the cheat code, guys. Just go on to Top Step. He's already found the cheat code, so you don't even have, that's that's the cheat code at the end of the day. I know it is. It's so crazy. Oh my gosh. But either way, it really does have to do with other people. I think that's what everybody gets so confused. They like to think that the market's supposed to do this or supposed to do that, but they never really ask themselves why. Why do you believe the market's going to go down? Why do you believe the market's going to go up? And we've been talking about this for the last, you know, month or so, guys, maybe a couple months. I don't know. The why, the why, the why. I've tried to bring that into the live stream. The why, the why, the why, because I want you guys to ask that. Not, okay, well, A plus B happens, so C has to happen because of a doji candle or a bullish flag or supply or demand or whatever. You know, ask yourself the why. And maybe that doesn't work. Well, why did it not work then? Right? If you're asking yourself the why, well, we came into supply zone, so it's going to go down. If that's the case, then when it doesn't work, ask yourself the why it didn't work. Right? Start trying to wrap your head around the why, because once you start answering the why, it makes it a lot more ideal to get involved. And this is what we're talking about when we're talking about cards the same way. If somebody comes to a pot and it comes 6, 7, 8, like we just said, and they bet hugely into the pot, why? Why did they bet hugely in the pot? You know, were they bluffing? Did they have it? What was their opening range? Why did they get involved here? And you should be able to start answering these questions with you only have to deal with 6 people sitting around a poker table. So you should, as hours go on and you're playing poker, you should be able to answer these questions with each player around the table. Well, it's no different than the market. You want to be able to answer these questions. Why did price go down? Why did price go up? The same thing, right? Just try to wrap your head around that as you go, rather than just thinking that it's this, that, or whatever the case may be, right? Hopefully that helps. I don't know. Maybe it won't help, but I find that it helps because it gives you an idea of what's going on and why, right? The why of why things happen, why people bet in a poker pot, you know, things like that. But either way, has anybody got any questions, guys? I am going to wrap it up. I didn't realize it was so late. Yeah. Yep. Hopefully, yes. I was supposed to be there last night, guys. That was my fault. I was supposed to be there. Yep. And don't forget, guys, Landon just came up, reminded me of it. Are you having a education stream tonight, or you not? Or to this afternoon, or no? Okay. Okay. All right, guys, no education stream today. Anybody on Rumble and YouTube, there will not be one. I know you guys can't hear him. I'm sorry. Hopefully tomorrow will be fixed. I'll try to fix it. I assume it's just a restart. I don't know. I can't figure out why the audio is not working. Very unusual. Doesn't make any sense to me. So, all right, that will work. All right, guys. Landon, did you have anything with what we were talking about? You just came back at it, because I'm about to head out. No, you're fine. You're fine. We went into poker. We were talking poker. And I was trying to explain that, like poker, the market's the same to me. I'm just wanting to know what the other guy's doing. It really hasn't gotten anything to do with what I think or don't think, or whatever the case may be, or what card. I was comparing it to cards. Like what my 2 cards in my hand, that's really not as important as what the other guy's 2 cards is. Right? What would you rather know when you're sitting around a poker table? And I'll ask you this because you understand poker. Would you rather know the cards you have and know that you've got a good hand out on that board, or would you rather know what 2 cards the other guy has that you're playing? Yeah. And I mean, that's kind of how I look at the market. I'm trying to figure out what they're wanting, right? And where their fear, how much aggression will it take for their fear? I mean, it's just like what we were talking about. You've got let's say you've got a straight, and that's kind of how I explained it earlier. You've got a straight, and the flushing card comes on the river. Now there's 3 spades on the board. How well do you feel about your hand? Well, and everybody's going to answer the same way, me included, right? You feel just fine, unless they bet a lot. Now all of a sudden you feel like they have the flush. Do they have to have the flush for you to fold? No. Do you have to have the flush for them to fold? No. All that has to happen is the other guy doesn't have to have the flush. That's the whole thing of poker, right? When you bet the flush, it doesn't mean you have to have it. You're just betting the fact that they don't, right? And they'll fold it. So, just something to think about. Same thing happens in the market. That's the whole thing, right? Understanding where their fear comes in. I think that fear drives poker players more than anything else, and I kind of feel the same way about the market. I think fear is the driving force. So, when people decide that they're going to be long or they're going to be short, that's your opportunity to see if those things work out or not work out. But the biggest thing is, once they start getting fearful and they decide that they don't want those positions anymore and they start trading the other way, that's the absolute best time to get involved, right? And that's where, the crunch time is, when the market's really, really dumping, and it's been through, we talk about levels all the time. When the market starts dumping and it goes through all these levels, it's like this last time that we took a short at the highs, and Paul can attest to this. He was trying, or long at the high. Yes, short at the highs. Sorry, we took a short at the highs, and Paul can attest to this. He was longing. Why? Because that's what we do at the highs every time. We long the highs, and he got in, he got out, he won. So I'm not saying that he did wrong. He scalped in and out quick, but the position there was short at the highs. And why was that? Because traders had been knocked out at the highs so many times that they were now longing the highs. They finally took the point and said, okay, we're not going to take stops anymore. We're going to long the highs. And what happened? We called it right here on the stream. Went up, put on that top wick, just broke the high, and fell apart, and gold dumped. And the whole reason that happened was because they were scared at that point of shorting those highs anymore. They weren't going to do it. They were going to long them. And the candles showed that they were longing them. They never came in short. We never got a top wick. So no top wick means they're longing into those highs. The traders had changed their bias and said, we're not going to short the highs anymore. We've been wrecked too many times. So what did we do? We looked for the short setup and shorted it right back down. Why? Because the markets ran on fear. They were scared. And you can see it happen time and time and time again. It's all in where they come in at. If they're coming in long at the highs, it's going to fall apart. If they're coming in short at them highs and you're getting a top wick, well, what are you going to get? You're going to get a bottom wick flip and you're going to go and take those highs. Yeah.
Worse.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? But
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
stop.
Yep. And your opening range should always be tight, but I'll go back to what I was just talking about Alex before he muted his headset. And here you said pocket aces, so I want to put you in the same thing, right? You have pocket aces, right? And the guy in front of you, he raises to two big blinds, right? And we don't care what the it's all big blinds, just like ticks. We don't care what the actual value is. So he raises to 2 big blinds. You raised a 5 because you've got pocket aces, right? He flats you. Flop comes 6, 7, 8. What do you do? There's fear, right? There's where fear sets in. And what do you do there? I'm just curious. He never got to really what the answer was, but what do you do there? Because you got to think about this, right? And here's my breakdown. Here's my analogy, how I look at it. Okay, so he raised pre-flop, you 3-bet, and he flatted your 3-bet. So what would his range be with your flatted 3-bet? And my opinion is pocket pairs, right? Pocket pairs are always going to 3-bet. You know that he's not going to, are always going to call your 3-bet. You know that he doesn't have kings or better for sure, because that's 4-bet territory. Jacks and queens, a lot of guys 4-bet, depending on how aggressive the guy is that you're playing. So you're kind of ruling those out, right? Now, can he show up with hands like 4 or 5 suited? Can he show up with hands like 9, 10 suited? And my argument would be, if he's a little aggressive, 4 or 5, yes. Everybody's going to show up with 9, 10 suited, right? So what are the nuts on this board? Currently, the straight's going to be your nuts, right? So your 9, 10 is the nuts on the board because you got 6, 7, 8. So 9, 10's the nuts. So 9, 10 suited. That's your hand that you're most scared of currently. Most guys in that position, just to give it to you, most guys in that position are going to check those aces. They're going to check them and see what the other guy does. That's what most people are going to do. Why? Exactly what we just said. Fear. Fear is going to have you in a spot where, oh my God, it came 6, 7, 8. Dang it. My aces didn't hit at all. This sucks. So what's beating me? Pocket 6s, pocket 7s, pocket 8s, 6, 7 suited, 7, 8 suited, 9, 10 suited, 5, 4, 5 suited. You know, that's what's killing me right now. Ton of cards out there. Most people are going to check because the spot they're in, the flop just didn't hit them. Me, I'm going to bet about half pot. Right? People say, well, why would you do that?
you got nothing on the flop. Because people live by fear. They play by fear. They're going to show me exactly what they have. If they have 9-10 suited, what are they going to do? They're going to raise. There's nothing else they're going to do. Why are they going to raise? Because it's only the nuts right now. That board can change with the next 2 cards so easily with the cards that are out there. Let's just say there's already 2, spades on the board, 2 hearts on the board, whatever. Let's say that. Well, any heart now or spade is a nut changing board. There's so many variables. So what will people do? They'll try to come over the top right then and try to take the pot they want you to fold right now so that you don't make your hand, because people play in fear, right? What are they going to do if they've got, let's just say, pocket 3s. Let's just say that they called you with pocket 3s. 9 chances out of 10 they're folding at this point. You bet they fold. Did you have them beat? Yeah. You did, but it's not the point of it. Really, the pocket aces aren't mattering at this point, because if they come back over top of you, you're going to fold your pocket aces just the same, right? Or why wouldn't you? So you see how it kind of runs by fear? It's a tough thing. Pocket aces are great until the flop comes, right? And I'm not saying that pocket aces aren't a good hand. Obviously, we all are going to be all in with pocket aces pre-flop, if given the opportunity, along with kings, right? It's always going to happen. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just saying, once the flop comes, if it doesn't flop in favor of your pocket aces, most people now turn from, I was super confident with my pocket aces, to now I'm fearful because maybe they have me beat. And fear is what drives it. So that's why you bet regardless, because if you bet it, what drives them? The same fear. So if they come over top of you, which, bet it, re-raise you, they haven't. And you could just go ahead and fold and continue on, unless you, believe that somehow you're going to get outs there, which on that board are going to be super hard. There's a lot of different things that could, but it's super hard, right? But, most generally, they're not going to raise unless they actually have it. Why? Because humans psychologically, sadly, are, very fear-based when it comes to what? Money. They're scared of losing money. Nobody wants to lose money. And that's why I always say process over profits, because the process is what it's all about. You can't think about the money side of it, because that will bring that'll instill the fear in you. Right? Once you start thinking about the money side of it, I don't want to lose money. I don't want to lose money. I don't want to lose money. And it starts instilling the fear. And once you instill fear, well, it's tough. And that's why I say traders are very fear-based. And that's why it's so easy to take advantage of this game. And same thing with poker. It's easy to take advantage of the game because people are so fear-based. You sit around a poker table long enough and you'll see that fear is exactly what drives people to make the decisions they make. When they raise huge on a draw, which they do insistently, why are they doing that? They're fearful that it's not going to come. They want to push you out. When indeed, when you're on a draw, what should you do? Raise minimal in order to keep a guy in the pot. Why do you want to keep him in the pot? Because if your card actually hits, now you can probably own him by the river and get all of his chips rather than pushing him out of the hand now because you're fearful that the draw will never come. Or you caught a draw, you caught a card, but you know that there's 2 flushing cards out there, like the straight we were talking about. There's 2 flushing cards, and you say, oh my gosh, I got to bet a ton right now on this straight so that they don't catch the flush. You don't even know that they have flushing cards in their hand. So why would you not just throw some bets out there, get them to call so that you're making money, and then the flushing card comes, now play it. If they caught it, you'll know. If they didn't catch it, you got all those streets of value along the way. People don't play that way. Why? Because they're so fearful that by the end they're going to lose. So they try to put these big bets to get the people out of the pot. Well, I'd rather, win this pot right now than get value out of it. But that's not what it's about at the end of the day. It's about the process, right? Hopefully that makes sense, guys. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, they always say greed and fear. They like to say greed a lot, and I've had a real eye opener. And the wifey always tells me, she says, you need to talk about your poker when it comes to trading, because all these guys, they feel the same thing in the trading space that you feel in poker. And that's why I try to talk about it more now, because the trading space, I just don't, it doesn't equate, and it's starting to now, because she's like, well, that's how I feel about trading. Poker is extremely frustrating to me, and it like trading's easy. I mean, it's super simple and doesn't bother me at all. And poker's frustrating and emotional, and drives me out of my mind sometimes, because I was supposed to win. You know, I had the same thought process, and I still kind of do. You get pocket aces. Well, what does that mean? Well, that means you're supposed to win. No, it doesn't. Pocket aces don't mean anything. And that's where the problem comes in at it. And trading, I don't look at that way. I look at it as the process. I look at it as, okay, there's a setup, there's my entry, I take it. What's going to happen? Well, it's either going to hit take profit or it's going to hit stop loss. That's what's going to happen. That's it. There's nothing more to it than that. I wasn't supposed to win that trade. I don't care. I know that that's my edge in the market, and I know that if I follow my process, I'm going to be profitable over the long run. So I really don't care whether it works out or doesn't work out. It doesn't matter to me. I could care less. But the pocket aces should have won, just so you know. And that's and the wifey always tells me that. She says, yeah, well, when we take a trade, we think it should have won. And I could care less. It's it doesn't matter to me. So that's why I try to talk poker now, because for me, poker is you guys is trading, right? Like the way you guys look at trading is kind of how I look at poker. So that's why I try to use them as, and I'm trying to get better. I practice, poker every day that I can. I try to play more. I'm trying to get better at poker, and I have been getting better. I've been doing better with it and running up and everything else. But I try to use those for thought processes for you guys' trading. And what I've found, playing poker much more, is that poker is very, very, very fear driven, and you can essentially know exactly what the people are doing around the poker table as well. When there's draws out there and they're betting huge amounts on a draw, you realize that they're on the draw. And it's really funny because you can just call them down. So two spades comes on the flop and somebody puts in an outrageous bet. It's funny how big they deflate on the river, and you call them. You call, let's just say, and I mean, whatever you have is whatever you have. Whatever's on the board is whatever is on the board. It's not really what we're talking about here. We're concentrating on the draw, right? So there's two spades. The next card comes, the turn comes a heart. Almost every time they'll check there. It's really funny. They'll check. And what should you do there? What should you do expecting that they're on the draw? Well, you should bet. Why should you bet? Because they're going to call. They put the money on the flop in order to call the turn. That's why they checked, right? They checked because their spade didn't come, and now they're like, oh crap, now what am I going to do? So they check it, hoping that they can just check it through and get a free card. So what should you do? Bet. Bet, third pot, half pot. Why? Because they're going to call. Regardless, they're going to call. They have to. They have to see if the river comes. And what do you do if the river doesn't come a spade? You bet. And what do? They fold every single time. It's just fear. They were hoping that you would have not called the flop. That's why they checked the turn. They were hoping you'd just give up and give them the pot. Once the turn came, now they're fearful that, oh my gosh, maybe you have something. Once the river comes, it don't matter what they have, because they didn't get their draw. So now they fold regardless. Now you get the whole pot. What'd you have in your hand? Who cares? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you had. It has nothing to do with the equation. Maybe you had nothing. Maybe you had air. Doesn't matter. The point of the matter is they fearfully played that hand, hoping to get you out, and never got their cards, which happens all the time. For any of you guys, you can play the other side of it. A lot of people say, well, what happens when they get their flush? Well, what happens when you get your flush? How many times have you been involved and never made your flush? First two cards come and the third one never comes. How many times have you been sitting there, check, 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 and hoping for it to come? Right? Happens all the time. So if the flush comes on the river, I guess it's a different thing. Now you bet half pot. If they come over the top, you fold. You know, what does that mean? Well, they had exactly what you thought they had. That's great. But why give up all that money the whole way there, right? You can actually get value out of it. And again, that's the process. Process over profits. If the spade comes, you know, big deal. It sucks. You built a pot that now they take, but if you do that consistently, the chances of them getting their flush is slim to none. That's just how it works. They're not always going to make it. And you're always going to be making money every time. And that's the whole thing, right? So it's all about the process at the end of the day. Makes sense, I hope? All right, guys. I am going to jump off here. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, guys. And as always, be consistent out there.
Let's begin. Y'all move pieces random, I calculate precise. While you chase quick profits, I'm strategizing twice, 10 steps ahead. Your basic moves I can predict. This ain't no simple game, my method's scientific. Rapid calculations, market oscillations. You stuck on one move plans, I'm seeing combinations. Bank account elevation through smart navigation. While y'all keep hesitating, I'm accumulating. Check your mate, don't hate, this ain't debate. You move too late, I already sealed your fate. My mind's a supercomputer processing gains, while y'all still confused by simple price change. Learn, trade, win, that's the mission. Learn, trade, win, competition. Learn, trade, win, stay committed. Learn, trade, win, get it. Pawns advanced strategic, every move methodic. While y'all play checkers, I'm out here encyclopedic. Quick with the statistics, flowing algorithmic. Brain automatic, profit systematic. Fuck what you heard about fast cash and luck. I studied patterns till my vision got stuck. Now every chart I see reveals the truth. Market manipulation can't shake my groove. Queen takes bishop but controls the field. Knowledge is power, that's my strongest shield. Call me grandmaster of this trading floor, while y'all still learning what the game is for. Patience in motion, strategic devotion. Watch and learn, feel the burn. Learn, trade, win. Accelerate the pace, leave no trace. Your simple strategies I'll straight replace with complex calculations, market domination, pure dedication, no hesitation. Been in the lab while y'all been sleeping, studied the craft while y'all been creeping. Now watch me demonstrate perpetual check while your account balance hits the deck. Learn, trade, win, that's the mission. Learn, trade, win, competition. Learn, trade, win, stay committed. Learn, trade, win, that's the system. Checkmate, game over. Level up, game over. Learn, trade. Started from the bottom with a phone in my hand. Everybody laughed when I said I had a plan. Small account vibes, but my mindset was grand. Now them same folks wanna know where I stand. Been up since 5, studying every line. While they waste time, I'm reading every sign. First few trades hit me like a brick wall, but I ain't give up, now I learn from every fall. You're wasting time, that's what my daddy said. Get a real job, man, I mess with my head. But but I kept pushing, kept my focus tight. Now my account growing, future looking bright. Hey, learn, trade, win, that's my daily grind. Been patient with it, now it's my time. My time. They sleep on me now, but they gonna learn. Baby. Watch me turn these charts into what I earn. Learn, trade, win. That's the only way. Learn, trade, win. Getting better every day. Red candles had me doubting everything. Green days came slow like a broken wing, but I studied hard, yeah, I paid my dues. Now I'm teaching others how to read the clues. Remember crying when I blew my first stack, but that loss taught me how to bounce back. Now I'm in my zone, reading every trend, making moves that got my whole crew fed. You thought I was crazy, glued to these screens. Now look who's winning, living out these dreams. This ain't luck, baby, this is pure skill. Years of grinding up this market hill. They said I couldn't make it, said I should quit trading. Now look who's calculating, while they stay hating. Hey. Learn, trade, win, that's my daily grind. Been patient with it, now it's my time. They sleep on me now, but they gonna learn. Watch me turn these charts into what I earn. Learn, trade, win. That's the only way. Learn, trade, win. Getting better every day. Learn, trade, win. That's my daily grind. Been patient with it, now it's my time. Watch and learn. I stay quiet, why they loud? Keep it cool, in the crowd. Watching charts, day and night. Taking notes, got my lane. They wonder how I made it, but I know what it takes. Keep studying the patterns while everybody breaks. Silent moves make loud money. Silent moves make loud money. Keep it cool, stay focused, honey. Silent moves make loud money. Lost it all, back in May. Learn my rules, found my way. No emotions when I trade, calculate every play. Check the trends, read the signs, take my time. They wonder how I made it, but I know what it takes. Keep studying the patterns while everybody breaks. Silent moves make loud money. Silent moves make loud money. Keep it cool, stay focused, honey. Silent moves make loud money. Loud money. Loud money. Loud money. Loud money. Started from zero, now I'm up. Studied the game, built it up. Losses taught me what I know. Now I move smart, watch it grow in my zone. Trust on screen, everything moving clean. No distractions, clear mind. Perfect timing, by design. Silent moves make loud money. Silent moves make loud money. Keep it cool, stay focused, honey. Silent money. Yeah. Watch and learn. Silent moves. That's how we do it.
Yeah. You fuck that weak shit. I stay focused while they all quit. Let's go.
All day I grind, screen in my face. Numbers align, set my own pace. Fuck what they say, I got my way. Most walk away, but I'm gon' stay. Quick with the clicks, mindful of tricks. Ain't no look shit, pure analytics. Watch how I move, call it precise. Ready to prove, bid it their price. Wait and strike, do it right. Learn the game, stack the game. Patient hunt, front to front. This my time, watch me climb. Fuck all the noise, clear out my head. Make the right choice, stack up this bread. Quick on the draw, but timing is key. Study the law of supply, yeah. D, charts tell the truth, data don't lie. Here's the proof, watch profits fly. Discipline tight, mind in the zone, do this shit right. I'm on throne.
Down, take a breath, every L just shows the test. Build it up, break it down, analyze without the stress. Then
Back in attack, flow like a pro. Stay on the track, watch numbers grow. Cut through the shit, trust what I know. Win bit by bit, put on a show. Every move planned, nothing by chance. Take my stance, seize my advance. Quick with the wits, sharp as a blade, making hits. Getting paid, getting paid. Ring, 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 ring. Charts on my screen, mind in the zone. Studying patterns while I'm all alone. Fuck all the bullshit, this ain't no game. When I hit that trade, watch the profit rain. Learn, trade, win, that's the fucking way. Stack them profits every single day. Learn, trade, win, ain't no time to waste. Discord familiar, got my back, we stay great. Quick with the clicks, analysis tight. Market's moving, but I time it right. See that signal, I don't hesitate. Years of losses taught me how to navigate. Finger on the trigger, heart beating fast. Each trade I take, built from lessons past. Fucking with precision, watch how I flow. Red to green, baby, that's how we go. Charts telling stories, I read them clear. While amateurs panic, I persevere. Learn, trade, win, that's the fucking way. Stack them profits every single day. Learn, trade, win, ain't no time to waste. Discord familiar, got my back, we stay great. Community strong, we share what we know. Each trade we take helps the other one grow. Fuck the FOMO, we stay calculated. Patient assassins, highly rated. Break down resistance, support won't bend. Technical masteries where we transcend. Keep it controlled, no emotional trades. That's how the real fucking money gets made. Discord buzzing, knowledge flowing free. Real-time updates from LTW family. Chart patterns forming, we spot them quick. Experience taught us which ones to pick.
slow it down, let me tell you something clear. Every loss I took brought me right here. Built my strategy through blood and tears. Now I execute without any fears.
Learn, trade, win, that's the fucking way. Stack them profits every single day. Learn, trade, win, ain't no time to waste. Discord familiar, got my back, we stay great. Time to accelerate, watch how I close. Each trade I take, peeling verbose. Rapid execution, precision sharp. Like a fucking sniper in the dark. No hesitation when I see the sign. Years of practice got my skills refined. Community, backing every move I make. That's why this shit is in carts till they knew my name.
This ain't luck, this is pure damn skill. Watch how we fucking climb up this hill. Learn, trade, motherfucking win. That's the mindset that we're always in. Discord army, we don't ever quit. Making history with every hit.